No, sorry, it happened.
Good morning, everybody. Just checking in. Want to make sure everybody's here, everybody's doing well. I don't know who's going to join me, but you're always welcome. Hey, Jonathan, good morning. Not all that nice a day here. As you can see, it's cloudy, dusky, but it is what it is. Good morning, Justin.
What's up, huh?
Hey, Justin, how are you doing?
Oh, good.
Did you play games last night?
Yeah, I was just watching the new Naked Gun movie. That's pretty damn
Oh,
funny.
Jonathan, I'm doing fine as can be for being an old guy on his way downhill, but yeah, Justin just popped in and I'm sure he's got lots to talk about, right?
I
Eh.
don't know.
Hey, Brenda. Good morning, Brenda.
What's up, Brenda Johnson? That new Naked Gun movie. I'm about a third of the way through. It's pretty fucking funny. Liam Neeson did a good job so far.
Yeah. Did you happen to catch the Erica Kirk live stream last night?
Yeah, on his channel. Yeah, it was on Charlie Kirk's channel. I
Yeah.
watched it on there. Then I watched Andrew go on TikTok and just rip people apart. Oh, it was nice.
Andrew did?
Andrew Wilson. He
Yeah.
does a show called The Crucible, and he went on Tik. He did a TikTok. He's doing a TikTok invasion for the next 4 days. What he does is he goes and finds like really like lefty live streams, and he just fucking rips them apart. He's not polite at all. Uh, Last night was fucking funny. Oh my god, he was over there on TikTok yelling at some chick.
Tells it like it is, huh?
She was trying to say that she didn't like Charlie Kirk, and then she turned around 2 seconds later and said, "Well, never really watched him." And then he goes, "Well, what the fuck is your issue with him if you don't even know? If you don't even?" He's like, "How can you have an opinion on him if you don't? If you're claiming you've never watched him?" And then he called her a crusty bitch. It was pretty funny. Uh, I guess Andrew changed his channel now where he doesn't save anything on his YouTube channel, so
Yeah.
he uh he just puts everything. He puts it up, and then he makes, I guess, privatizes it after it's over. But he'll be on again tonight on YouTube.
Well, I went out and flew 2 ships this morning, and I tried to use my new controller, and it didn't seem to work. And so now I'm wondering if it isn't my drone is a little screwed up. So
Just
so to replace my drone, the cheapest I can find it, just the drone only, is like 700 or 800 bucks on eBay.
oh yeah, it ain't cheap.
Nope. So I have to think about that.
Does he have the one up from last night? Doesn't. Yeah, hey Brenda, watch this guy tonight. I think he goes on around 7 or 8. His channel's not going to show any content on it, but he'll be live tonight. Like I say, he doesn't leave anything actually on the channel after he's done doing it. It's You want to hear, if you want to see somebody that will say everything you want to say to somebody, that's the person to watch. What's up, JDS?
JDS.
Hey man, don't hold back. If you guys get a chance to go watch the new Naked Gun, yeah, that shit is funny. And he's a little colorful with the language, so which I know you're used to kind of hearing on here, but yeah, like I said, he don't hold back for nobody. So just fair warning to you, Brenda. The link I put in the chat, JDS, he doesn't keep content on his channel, but he'll be live tonight and the next 2 nights. And he goes after all the people on TikTok like it's TikTok invasion. He finds live streams that are discussing, well, this week it's all about Charlie Kirk. So if they're discussing him, he goes on there. And if they're celebrating it or anything like that, he goes fuck off on them. And he's very intelligent too. I said you have to subscribe to his channel and just set on notifications, and then when he goes live, it'll come up. And then he does have a channel on Rumble that does have some stuff on it. I'll grab that link if anybody wants it. Let's see here. There you go. And I don't think you don't have to have an account to watch that. Because like I'm not logged in right now, and I can click on them and watch them. So but there's tons of his videos that other people have reposted on YouTube that you can go look at. So did you link the controller to your drone or what's going on?
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything? That don't make any sense. If you linked it, it should have worked.
Oh, it worked, but
You were still having the same problems?
yeah, worse.
Well, you didn't set any of the settings in that controller, did you?
Yeah.
You went and copied all the settings you had in your other one?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Then it must be the drone acting up then. Now, when you set them side by side, do the sticks feel different on the older one? Does anything feel different?
No.
Yeah,
Pretty much identical.
that's- I would just send that other controller back then. No point in you having two of them if your drone's the thing that's acting up, and you're gonna have to replace them. Yeah, I don't go on Rumble too much, JDS, so much. Yeah, I know they have ads, but I don't even have ads on YouTube because I do YouTube Premium. So, because as much as I watch YouTube, I hate ads. I actually get my money's worth out of YouTube Premium. Oh, I wonder where everybody's at. I was actually doing not too bad on my shorts live last night in the short stream. I had 18 people at one point on it. Then I had like two or three on my regular feed. Would you cut back hours at work, JDS? Like you slowly cutting hours back until you decide to fully retire, I guess. Working part time. Yeah, beards seem to be the popular thing these days. Like I said, there's so many people out there trying to make retirement sound so bad, and it's like if you find things to do and keep busy, it's fine. Just because you're retired, don't mean you gotta sit in the house on the couch all day. You can go out and do shit. That's why I said, like, if I was at retirement age, I'd much rather retire and be able to go out and do what I want every day. Is more enjoyable than having to fucking give my last 20 years to a company. Fuck that. Yeah, there ain't, like I said, Jerry, this ain't nothing wrong with it as long as you gotta find yourself some hobbies to do. I would say the drone community's actually been pretty good for a lot of because most of the drone community are older, retired guys. And the drones give them something to go out and do every day. Gets them out of the house. But at least every day you get to wake up and decide what you want to go do, right? Plus, if you fully retire JDS and you want something to do, you can always go full all in on your YouTube channel. It's like balls of the wall on that. A lot of reviews, going to the parks, checking out different RC stuff. You could stay pretty damn busy just doing that. Oh wow, it's actually pretty cool outside right now. 62 feels like 69. Wow, with only a high of 74 today. Oh, all this week's gonna be nice out.
It's 59 degrees here.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a cool down this week. It's all 70s, nothing above 70, 76. Until you get into like Thursday, and it gets back up into the 80s, and then it goes right back. Oh, and then it's going down in the 60s next week. Nice. Be happy about that.
Hey, Booner. How's my boondog doing? Good?
Yeah, but you got enough stuff
Hey,
to
Booner.
keep you going, JDF.
Let's say hello to everybody. Hi,
And you can do
Booner.
it at your own pace too.
Say hi, Boner. Say hi. Hi. Yeah. Oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are.
Yeah, Brenda, this whole next week sound, even next week looks like it's going to be pretty good for golfing if you're a golfer.
Good tries.
It's 60s and 70s, really nice out. See, I liked you all the way up till you started with the Celsius crap, JDS. Uh,
You're my boy. Yeah. Such a good boy.
oh yeah, she's a big golfer, JDS. She's into it like Mark and Lance are. I think her and her husband go golfing.
Yeah, they go golfing. Yep. I don't know how
But
often Brenda goes golfing, but they go golfing once or
uh,
twice a week.
seems like she goes pretty often. I mean, and the one good thing about Brenda is she lives in one of the freaking golf capitals of Florida.
Yep.
A lot of choices of different courses you can go to. A lot of public courses and clubs and especially if you walk the courses, JDS, and don't use a not using a what do you want to call it, golf cart. Yeah, you get a lot of exercise. That is a lot of fucking walking though. Playing 18 holes on a golf course.
They know.
My grandpa used to live off of a golf course in Kingman, Arizona for years and years, probably 30 some years before he finally moved. He used to go to the driving range all the time, JDS, but never actually played. That wasn't too bad. I mean, I could hit some balls at a couple hundred yards. That was also back when I was a teenager too, so I haven't really swung a club since then. Oh yeah, I can imagine, Brenda, especially if you're doing a full 18 holes and the course is busy that day. Yeah, I'm sure. More people too. It probably takes longer to do each hole. More people that are playing. Yeah, he lived off the 18th hole. He had that, and then my great aunt lived next door, and they lived there for years. I mean, years and years. And they sold it probably. They moved there in I think the 70s. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that golf course. Maybe I can find it on Google Earth and show you. So I know where it's located in Kingman. It's right outside of Kingman. I believe he was right off the 18th hole. I remember it was a bit of a drive when we left town to go out to it. Let's see if I can find it.
Hey, Mark White. Hey, Justin, I'm going to show you something, okay?
Yeah, there it is.
Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, this is one of the videos I did this morning. You'll be able to see the jerky. See that jerk. I'm not doing that.
Hmm.
See how it's jerking back and forth?
Yeah. Honestly, though, if I was you, Paul, and eventually you decide to buy another drone, I would upgrade. Get an Air 3S. Something that's got better obstacle avoidance, got stronger signal.
Yep.
I mean, might as well upgrade because I think you can use all the stuff you have with it.
Well, the problem is with the Air 3S, my controllers won't work with it. They upgraded the controller. Now watch here.
Yeah, but you could always sell the two you have to pay for another the new one too.
See, it's not following the ship. It's not moving sideways.
But Mark, JD. Those are 75 lucky men. Uh,
Okay, now watch. Now it's going out in the lake. See that shifting back and forth? I'm not doing that.
all right, JDS, will catch you later. I don't know what to tell you on that, I guess. And
Just drives me crazy.
I can't find that freaking golf course.
What you doing, Booner?
How about
You're a Booner boy. You're my Boon boy.
direction it was out of town? Let's see if I can find it later.
Just a minute. Boone wants a treat. Be right back.
Coming in, Mark? Yeah, I don't know, Jody. Because that second controller didn't change anything. I mean, you used to not get all that interference every time before, so maybe they've put something there by that bridge the past 6 months. Could be it.
So anyway, it's just frustrating to me, and it just makes me wonder how much longer I'm going to be able to do ship videos.
Well, I said, get all that new shit you got behind you and take it out there, have a yard sale. You get enough money to buy a new drone.
Well, I don't know. Just the idea of doing a yard sale is just overwhelming.
What is this?
Here comes Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Paul, Justin.
Uh,
Mind you, Justin, isn't the idea of a yard sale to sell stuff cheap?
oh, yeah, but he's got a lot of shit in that house. Yeah, but you don't have to sell a $200 item for 50 cents either.
No,
I mean, granted, you'll get assholes coming to your garage sale trying to get shit that cheap.
yeah.
I paid $2,000 for it. I'll give you $1.50. Fuck off.
Hey, Lance.
Because you will get people that will try to like just lowball the fuck out of you and shit. Like I was watching this guy, one of the guys I watch that does pawn shops, right? He went to a yard sale and this guy had a bunch of gold rings. The guy sold them for 50 cents a piece. It was like $1,000 worth of gold.
Jeez.
I was like, you're a fucking idiot. Why would you not take that to a fucking pawn shop or a gold buy place and sell it? You would have probably made more money than you did doing your whole damn yard sale.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking ridiculous. That's like what's fucking jackass.
Unless he thought it was just junk jewelry.
Well, that's the thing though, is if you don't know, take it in and have it looked at. Because the thing is a pawn shop or a place that buys gold isn't going to turn away gold if it's real.
No.
But as long as you look up and know what the gold prices are, then you'll know whether they're giving you a fair deal or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he bought like five or six rings, and a couple of them are 24 karat, and I think three of them are 14 or 18 karat. I think.
Yeah, that's a few bobs worth.
Yeah, I want to say it was like a little over 1,000, something like that, worth of gold. And he paid 50 cents a ring. I said, "Oh my god."
I know my wedding ring cost me 90 quid in 2000, 20 years ago now.
How much you think is worth now? Is it actual gold?
Yeah, it's 18 carat.
How much you think it's worth now?
I
Or
am
you still have it?
Yeah. Oh, still got it, yeah. I might have to weigh it.
Yeah, back when you bought it, gold was probably worth what, about $1,000, maybe 1,200 an ounce. Now it's damn near 4,000.
Yeah.
Pretty close. I think it's like what, 37 or 3,800 an ounce right now.
Quite a chunky gold ring as well, actually. It probably weighs quite a bit.
What's up, Shelby? What's up,
Shelby.
Lance? Yeah, Paul's shit.
Got Shelby. The only Shelby I know is Shelby Vol. But it won't be
What's up,
that.
Edward? Oh, Mark, I started watching the new Naked Gun movie. I'm about a third of the way through. Or no, I'm about
I'm not
one
even.
third of the way through.
I must watch that then, because I'm not.
Oh, it's fucking funny, dude. Liam Neeson, I think, did a really good job so far. I mean, I'm only like one third way or through the movie. I watched like the first 30 minutes or so.
What's it on?
I'm not really watching it on a
Right.
completely
Okay.
legal site.
I have to use. I'll have to use my IPTV then. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's still. I think it's supposed. Well, it's made by Paramount, so I'm assuming it's going to be on Paramount at some point.
Uh-huh.
It's in the, I believe, in the theaters right now. So, but the way they're doing movies these days, usually they put it up on the streaming app after about 2-3 weeks of being in the theater. So,
Yeah. Yeah, but they usually make you pay for it.
yeah, you can purchase it on YouTube and stuff if you want to buy it, but or if you want to watch it. like that. But it's like $20 if you want to watch them. It's like 28
Yeah.
or something if you want to buy it.
Crazy that.
Yeah. And that's what pisses me off is they charge $20 to watch it when that's the price of what a new movie would cost when you used to buy it on DVD.
Yeah.
They were always $20, and now they want like 20 just to rent it for 30 days. But once you start it, you only have 30 days to watch it. And then they want like 28 or something like that to buy it.
Mm.
I'd be more on board if it was like 14, maybe 15 to rent it and maybe 20 buy it, but not paying almost $30 for a fucking movie that I probably will only watch once or twice over the course of a couple of years.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, this is the second ship I did. I'll show you how the jittery got worse. See it?
Yeah, Paul tried that new controller. Mark didn't do anything,
Yeah.
at least as far as helping him. So,
See, I'm not moving it like that.
yeah, like I said, sometimes you used to get interference under there every once in a while, if that's what's causing it. But it's possible that they put something on that bridge or something near the shore that's throwing out weird signals in the past 6 months, because it seems like in the past few months you've been having a lot of issues. Or the drone's just fucked up. I don't know.
But it's only doing it in that one place, isn't it?
Yeah, so it seems to be maybe there's something they've added to that bridge, maybe some kind of radar. Or, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but see now my controller, when I tell it to do things, it doesn't react the way it normally would. Or the drone doesn't. So I don't know if it's the drone or the controller.
But
And
that
this
could
is
also
this
be
is the new
interference
control.
too. Yeah,
Well,
but that
try-
also could be.
See how it's going back and forth and back and forth and
Try doing the same kind of maneuvers that you do around the ship, around the school behind you, and see if it does the same kind of thing there.
look at
Yeah.
how it does it. It just
Get about 100 feet in the air, lock onto one of the pick one of the buildings in the schoolyard and pretend it's a ship and go around it a few times and see what it does, like Mark said.
If it doesn't do it there, then it's obviously the location that's causing the problem.
And then if it does do it there, then that's going to tell you it's the drone.
The drone,
Because
yeah.
the chances of two controllers fucking up the same way are probably slim to none.
Yeah.
see how it even on a pan it just like back and forth.
Problem is you haven't really tested it in any other places. So like Mark said, go to the back of the school, pick one of their big buildings, pretend it's a ship, and go around it 2 or 3 times and see if it does the same thing.
And if it does do the same,
Hello.
doing,
Oh, Lance.
What's up, Lance?
You can hear me. Okay. Paul.
if
did
it
you
does
post
do
it
the
on
same thing, try doing a compass calibration and a gimbal calibration and see if that makes any difference.
Is this on your YouTube channel, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's jittery. I'm I don't know if it's buffering or jittery, so I'll go look at it.
No,
yeah,
it's
Zoom.
it's jittery.
Yeah, but the problem is when we're watching it on Zoom always makes all the videos look jittery.
Yeah, it looks really jittery.
So he needs to watch it straight from YouTube so he can see what it looks like.
Okay, I don't see that one yet. When did you post it?
That'd have been earlier today, right?
Well, yeah, that was after I spent a lot of time cutting and doing speeding up and slowing down and doing things to it,
So it'd have been his most recent video today.
I see one 15 hours ago. That's the latest one.
Is that it, Paul?
No, I posted the American Century this morning,
It's
and I
not
got
there,
the
but
Saginaw I haven't done.
Hold on. Let me go to YouTube, see if I can find it.
I see one 16 hours ago. The Agama
Yeah,
Equinox.
you are you sure you put it on public? Because it ain't showing.
Let me go look.
Like Lance said, the last one you have is from 16 hours ago. And 23 hours ago. Those are the two most recent ones. So you might have put it on private by accident. Or you didn't actually hit the upload button. I've done that before. Where I went to upload a video and I actually didn't hit the button. I pulled up the page later and it was still sitting there in the processing. Okay, Edward just said, don't know anything about drones, but maybe if you put new props on it, it'll make a difference.
I did that.
I mean, that's always possible. That could be a problem if you have like one bad prop, like not enough to knock it out of the air, but it might be a little off. I guess that could always be a possibility. Fucking Russell. Yeah, he said maybe Paul has Parkinson's. That makes stuff jitter. Is this still the drone that you dropped, JDS?
Yeah.
But like I said, the best way to test it is like Mark said. I would take it right now while you're on here, go outside, do a couple loops around one of the buildings at the school. Just pretend it's a ship. See if it does the same thing. And record it. That way you can look at it when you're done.
Tell me when you posted the last ship, Paul.
Yeah, and like I said, then do an IMU calibration, a compass calibration, and a gimbal calibration.
And like
And then-
JD said,
yeah.
right. And then JD also said it could be a mystery solved because it could be that he dropped that fucking drone and he jarred something loose in it. Or
It could be one of the bands on the gimbals come off. You never know.
yeah, because they have like little belts, don't they?
Yeah.
Or it's
Like
not
They're like rubber bands.
so they don't use like a servo or anything like that.
Oh yeah, it uses that as well, but the rubber bands are there just to stabilize it, just to stop it from bouncing around.
Can you see the rubber bands from outside the drone when you look into it?
I'm not absolutely sure. I've never actually
'Cause
looked for them myself, to be honest.
I have never noticed rubber bands on at least the 3 drones I had. I never noticed them on a gimbal. So I'm wondering if you can even see them or if they're behind plastic or behind the housing of the camera.
Mm.
Okay, Paul, I still don't see the video.
Did you check in your YouTube studio, Paul? See if it was set to private.
Yeah, I'm making sure that it's posted right now.
Okay. And sometimes when you like you got to watch in your YouTube studio, say you go to post a video private and then you go to do a video next time, it's going to go by your previous settings. So you got to make sure you switch it again. I've done that a bunch of times.
We could do with somebody like Chris QC guy watching it and having a look, because he repairs drones.
I wonder if he's any cheaper than sending your drone to DJI to get fixed.
I don't know how much he charges or anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just curious if he's any cheaper, if it's around the same. Because if it was around the same, I'd just send it to DJI.
Because I mean, he does that as a hobby and a little bit of extra income because he's a teacher.
But if he was significantly cheaper, and
Yeah.
I've never really heard nothing bad about his work, and the years I've known that he's worked on drones, then I would send it to him. But if he was really close to DJI's price, I would just send it to DJI. Because then you got a guarantee warranty from them if that's fucked up again.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if he guarantees his work like that. There's probably I don't know, Edward, but I'm sure there's probably a few hundred, if not close to 1,000 flights on that drone. So you got to remember, sometimes he does 3 or 4 flights a day. Now they're not long flights, but I guess it still adds up.
Mm.
I would say his average flight's probably 5 to 8 minutes.
Well, you can look it up on the controller. As I think it's on the controller. You can look it up on to see how many hours it's flown and how many. What's it? How many flights it's done?
Yeah, he said it at one point. Dre, you're better off coming on the panel and asking him that. He bought a new controller because he thought the controller was fucked up, but the drone's still doing the same jittery movements. But Mark made the suggestion, go to the back behind the school, fly around one of the buildings. Or I said pick a building and fly around it like a ship a few times and see if it does the same thing there. To try to figure out if it's the location that's causing the drone to do it or if it's the drone fucking up, because both controllers, it's doing the same thing with both controllers. So we're pretty sure it ain't the controllers. It's either the drone or his location that he's flying in because of that bridge. Now, like I said, he used to get interference under the bridge every once in a while. Wasn't all the time, but it seems like lately, like I said, if it's not the drone, it seems like lately something has really changed down there. So. And JD, I forgot what JD said. And he dropped the drone at one point. So, how long ago was that you dropped it?
About a week ago, I just knocked it off the table and it landed on.
Yeah, but you were having issues before that, the same
Yeah.
issues. You
Yep.
were talking about this 2-3 weeks ago. So, that's why you ordered the controller like 2-3 weeks ago. So, I don't know. I'm sure dropping it didn't help it though.
But yeah, try it on the school at the back. If it still does it, try doing the calibrations and then try it again. And if it's still doing it, then there's a problem with the gimbal by the sounds of it.
Yeah, because if the gimbal was fine and the drone was making erratic movements, you probably wouldn't notice it. Because
Yeah.
the camera should stabilize it.
Yeah.
Unless it was making like really crazy erratic movements. Or it was going past the point of the stabilization, but you would notice that. Because the drone would probably fall out of the air at some point. Well, did you get the video, Paul?
I'm working on it.
You forgot to upload it, didn't you? He's trying to get the title and everything together. He said that he changed the props, right? That was a question actually Edward asked earlier in the chat.
Paul, is this the same drone that you crashed into the courthouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have done it some damage as well, but that was a while.
Hold on. When did he crash it into a
Well,
courthouse?
it landed on the US side and it was recovered.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It
It
didn't
was
crash,
tree.
though, did it?
No,
It just landed.
No, I think it hit a tree, didn't it?
we don't know.
It was found under a tree, so I'm guessing it did.
Well, did you ask the person that found it? Was it like sitting
Well, it was
on its
found by the
legs,
janitor. I don't know. And
or
he
was
turned
it upside down? Or
he turned it into the police department. So
Edward said it's not really shaking, Dre. It's moving back and forth horizontally.
Okay. You guys hear me?
yeah.
Okay, the gimbal that's moving, right, whatever.
Your audio's breaking up real bad, Dre.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let me see which one I'm using now.
Do you have my mic, Dre? You probably do.
No, every time I go on Wedge and Big Show, they get a lot of feedback, but I don't get it when I'm on.
Yeah, we didn't get anything passed on.
You
Yeah,
lost your,
he
you
might have
lost
been
your-
picking other mics.
your audio completely, Dre.
But use your headset, Mike.
How about now? There we
That's
go.
better.
I picked the wrong setting. No, but when I go on Wedge and Big Show, I get a bunch of feedback, they say. But then when I come on Paul's show, I don't have that issue.
No, but you get a lot of popping. Like right now, you sound like you're popping a lot when you're talking.
Okay, how about now?
Nope.
Is it
still
better
the same.
now?
Still
popping?
popping. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there's
not
something. There's something in his line of microphone shit that he's got set up that's causing some kind of weird
Yeah.
issues.
Okay. Let me,
It's either one of the boxes you got your mic plugged into or a cable or something.
It's almost like a loose connection.
American Century. Is that the one, Paul?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go.
But that's been edited.
Okay, and it's not shaky at the beginning so far at the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, but did you cut all the shaky shit out of it, Paul?
Yeah, most of it I edited
Well,
out.
that's not. Then that ain't gonna help Lance. He wanted to look at the original footage.
Can you not just upload the original footage without any editing on it? Just so we can have a look.
Yeah, just set it to unlisted, and then you can send the put the link in the chat.
After.
Good morning, Brenda.
Good
Hey, you don't have
morning.
to put a title or anything on it, Paul. Just upload the raw footage as unlisted, and then you can get the link for it, put it in the chat, and then they can look at it.
Okay. How's it sound now, Justin?
That's a little bit better,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading Edward's comment. It says not really shaking, right? It's moving back and forth horizontally. That could be a wind issue. Just like on the old Phantoms, you flew in a certain direction and you had a lot of wind to make the gimbal fight against itself. Where the wind's pushing in one direction and the gimbal's trying to go another direction. But that's not shake, that's gimbal erratic behavior. That's because y'all say shake. Shake is like, constantly moving, constantly shaking. But that's replicate.
Yes.
Saying it's not really shaking great, it's moving back and forth horizontally. It sounds like, which obviously Paul gets a lot of wind up there because it's on the water. There's a lot of wind changes up there. And when he probably occurs when he makes a turn in a certain direction, the gimbal's trying to follow something and the wind is pushing against the gimbal.
That is possible.
Somebody put something in the.
Like you said, it doesn't do it throughout the whole flight, only at certain aspects of the flight. So we need to find out from Paul at what point does the shaking start and when does it stop.
It seems to be when he's going.
I mean, when Joe looks at it, it's nearly always in the same place.
There you go.
Yeah, it always seems to be under that bridge. So I wonder if the bridge is creating some kind of wind tunnel.
Yep.
Well,
That's very be it. Where the wind, the air gets funneled, more compressed area, you get a stronger wind.
Oh, then there's two bridges too that are a little bit ways apart. So I'm wondering if there's some kind of weird, like just wind pattern that just naturally occurs going under it.
Yeah, it's creating
That's what I'm saying, that, situation
here you
like
go.
that can occur.
What the hell's that?
It's coming from Lance.
See how it's going back and forth?
Mm-hmm.
One of the other weird things is he can't fly sideways at times.
Uh-oh. Lance, unplug your mic, plug it back in.
Mute him.
Well, there was a couple of times too, Mark. Remember, he actually toggled off the sideways flight,
Yeah.
which I don't understand why the fuck that's even a setting, but whatever.
Me either. That's, to me, that's a bad setting by DJI to have in there where you hit one thing and it stops the drone from flying side.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I guess there might be some case use out there for it, but I don't know what it is.
My thing is, no, you always want to have full function of drones in case something happens. You may need to fly sideways to avoid a hazard.
Yeah, that's why I said I still can't think of a reason. Maybe there is, but I can't never think of one.
See, now it's not responding here very good. I had to pull away. But see there, it's like it's looking over there, and it's not responding on the controller.
Okay, see, that's a whole other issue. That has nothing to do with the shake issue. I mean, you're losing connection right there, which could be interference from the ship itself, be interference from the structure of the bridge. There could be a number of things that are interfering with connection from the controller to the drone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he has two controllers. It's
Mhm.
doing it both with the same. So that to me eliminates the controller problem. So
Yeah.
it's either interference there or the drone itself is not picking up it's not receiving the signals from the controllers because something's fucked up in
Well,
the drone.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could be interference from any number of things. Whether we're called standing, the ship itself. If it's
See
that's
there,
why-
see how it's moving side to side? I'm
But
not
see,
doing
that's why Mark told him to go to the schoolyard, and I told him pick a building, pretend it's a ship, go around
Right.
it 2 or 3 times, and see if it
Yeah,
does
just
the
do
same
it. Just
thing.
do it. Yeah, go out and do an orbit and see what it does.
Yeah.
But I bet you this is more of a either interference issue or a natural phenomenon for its wind. Either one.
I guess another thing it could be is that when it did drop, it's jarred the connections to the antennas. God, that's
That
awful.
Lance, you're awful. Well, Paul, may have to
It's
go back to the old Phantom.
extreme overmodulation, Lance.
Go back to the old Phantom. Strong enough motor, light wind. So it's on the older network, so it gets less interference.
Oh my fucking
Feel
god, my
bad.
ears!
Morning, Jody.
Oh
You know
my
we
God, I
all
was like,
blame Gus on it because he recommended that mic.
I recommended what?
That mic that Lance used.
Yeah, didn't you tell him to buy that?
Well, I mean, it could just be a bad headset or something in his room's interfering because that sounds like
Stop trying
something
to cover it
interference.
up, Justin. This takes accountability for your decision. All right.
He usually, if he unplugs and plugs the receiver back in, it works fine.
Yeah,
How's
you
that?
and your
There you go.
Temu affiliate links.
See,
That-
my mic was fine until Dre started playing with his, and then his overtook mine. Dre, it's your fault. Where's the
Not my
camera?
fault. I'm riding the road. I got top notch stuff.
You got to fit out. Now, it's weird because when you're on your show, you don't tend to have all that poppiness. I don't know why you always get it when you're on Paul's.
I don't know either.
Either
And
you're
that's what I'm
either
saying. It's weird.
Well, either it's a setting in Zoom that's conflicting with your shit, or it's your shit's conflicting with something in Zoom. Because, like I said, whenever you go live and I've been watching your show, you don't seem to have half those problems. So,
Yeah, and like I said, every time it's only been one time I've gone on Wedge and Big panel and don't get the feedback. They say my stuff sounds like Lance stuff.
wow. Yeah, there's
Now-
something. Must be some kind of setting.
Well,
Or
thank
so,
you,
like I said,
JD.
or it could be something somewhere in your system, because you got like don't you have like a control box and all that shit?
I have a switcher.
Have you tried like taking that out of the mix and just going direct and see if it changes it?
I can. I mean, I can
This
switch
is-
the mics. I can use the mic on the Osbot. And that's
You
what I
have
had
a
to use.
headset mic too, don't you?
Yeah. But I said I use the mic off the camera. And that's what I had to do last Sunday when I went on Wade the Big Show. I used the mic off the camera. They said, oh, it works fine. It sounds fine now. Which I thought was really weird.
I'm wondering if it's that box, because you did say that was a cheap box.
Yeah. Well, $50 box. I mean, my thing is if I was really into podcasting where I was doing it weekly, I would invest in a Rode system. It'll be a better quality, or maybe a one of the other higher end audio boxes. But
I would just try taking that box out if you absolutely don't need it. Like take it out of the
yeah,
out of
well,
there, go direct.
I'm gonna
and see
order a XLR patch cable to go straight from the mic into my yellow box. And see if that makes a difference on that part.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see what happens then.
Here's
Like I
the
said-
second. Here's the second ship. This is raw.
Mm-hmm.
See, it did a little hesitation there.
Well, that could be in a video playback right there.
No, it does it right on my file.
Okay, I didn't see the gimbal move. I just saw just a stutter in the video footage itself.
Yeah, that's a problem trying to watch this through Zoom. So I say if you want people to actually look at it for the issues you're having, you're going to have to post it either directly or YouTube, or you're going to have to send it to somebody.
Yeah, Paul, you're going to have to put this on YouTube. Now, when I play mine back, my videos, sometimes they're jittery on my computer, but as soon as I render them out, they're not jittery anymore, just because my computer's not fast enough to keep up with the video.
Now you got under the bridge like you were on the last one, near the front of the ship. So far, I don't see any issue.
Yeah, I guess the bit rate could be another issue.
Well, that's him looking at me. He said while he was flying, he was noticing it. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you're going through your editing process, it could be a number of things. It could be just your system. That right there was fairly smooth flight. For what I could see, and knowing that it's being retransmitted through
Watch it.
Zoom, that was fairly smooth. There was nothing there compared to the first shift. The first shift, it was very noticeable that the gimbal did move from one direction to the other. This was just, to me, more like your computer was buffering to catch up with the amount of memory you needed to show the footage. Now, when you finish editing that, I bet it comes out smooth glass. That was. I didn't see anything really wrong with that.
Well, I'm not sure that I'm showing you the right one.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we can't hear you, Lance.
Okay.
Inland's using a wireless headset. Has he forgot to charge it up again?
Yeah, he's using wireless, but mine never did that when it was going dead.
And it's
Okay,
fully
Justin.
charged.
Okay, Justin.
It's fully
I mean,
charged. I
it's
charged it
possible he just got
yesterday.
a bad unit when he bought it.
This is my third one. I've replaced the other two, Justin.
There's no way you got 3 bad headsets. There's
No.
got to be something wrong with. There's either
Just think Justin got 15 cents on each one of those sales, man.
he went to Walmart and bought them. I didn't get shit from that. No, it almost sounds like it's getting interference from something. I remember you moved it from the back of the computer to the top, and then you didn't have that problem for a long time.
Okay,
Because he
here's the one. Here's the one I did this morning. That other one was not this morning. Okay, here we go. See it going back and forth?
I didn't see nothing there. Well, like I said, you're seeing something in more real time.
Right
Yeah.
there. See it?
Yeah,
I saw.
go. I mean, it didn't seem
Back
erratic.
it up a little bit, Paul. Back it up.
Okay, here's the beginning of it. Boom, boom.
How do you know that's just not slight adjustments you're making with your fingers and not realizing it?
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I was trying to go back to the beginning, because that was not a gimbal move. That was like a whole drone move.
Yeah. That just looked like you just kind of slightly went the wrong direction for a second.
It's flying and tracking very, smooth right now.
And just so you know, Paul, Zoom is going to make it much more shaky to us than it does to you. So we can't really tell until you give us the file.
Yeah, or post it to YouTube as raw. So I said just post it as unlisted and then just put the link in the chat.
Watch it here.
Well, I'm looking where you're at, coming under the bridge.
Yeah, but see that little shift to the right?
It looks pretty smooth on my end.
Oh,
See that little stutter?
Yeah, that's you, Paul. That's flight. That's the whole drone movement, not the gimbal. That is the whole drone move. That is you. Because that right there, I can why it says you, because I can see you dropping the drone, or the drone is lowering as you making that turn. It's not at the same altitude.
yeah, I don't know. It's possible it could be slight movements you're doing and not realizing you're doing, because maybe, I don't know. Can you change the sensitivity on the sticks?
Yeah, you can in the Expo and
I
Gain.
wonder if he's got them set really high or something than he normally would.
If he had it real high, he has to be very, very gentle on those sticks. Usually, I clock mine down to as low as 10 or 11. The gimbal Expo to make sure that moves very slow.
Yeah.
Then all your other X and Y axis stuff, you can drop that down. But I'd say, Paul, I didn't see a gimbal issue there on that one. I saw you adjusting the drone because right after that a little adjustment when you thought for the gimbal move, the
Yeah.
altitude dropped. The altitude of the drone dropped.
Anyway, it's just frustrating when you're down there, Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I was going to answer Russell. Russell, you're correct. I mean, if Paul used air data, he could look at the flight log right away and tell. They'll tell you every point where adjustments are made and tell you how they were made. And they'll show you your stick movements in air data.
Anyway, that was my complaint.
So that's the reason why you bought a second controller.
Yeah.
I would.
Because he thought he was having like a stick drift issue type thing, Dre.
Mm.
But I asked him, I said, when you put both controllers down and you move the sticks, do they feel any different? Like, do they both still feel like, does the other one feel as tight as the new one? He said he didn't notice the difference. So, plus, I was asking the other day, I could have swore those DJI smart controllers had a stick calibration in it.
They do. They do.
Okay, yeah, I was almost positive they did.
Yep.
That way you can tell if you're having a stick drift issue because it's just like a gaming controller. You can have stick drift from the what do you want to call it? The gimbal going out in the joystick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, do I have to have the drone on to check the calibration?
No, I don't think so. You just go straight to the, I believe, the three-dot menu area and look under controller. I don't know if it can be an icon or a word, but it'd be the controller, and it should let you do
Would it be under profile?
No. You need to go into the actual Fly app itself.
Probably gonna be in the settings.
So you may have to turn the drone on. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Because it's saying connection guide.
Right.
Because their stick calibration should just be like a gaming controller calibration where it should show you if those sticks are dead center.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is where you're having a stick drift issue, it'll show you which direction the stick is fucked up at.
Well, I know the one I remember doing it years ago on mine. It'll show you where it's at. If you feel you got something off on one of your sticks, you can do the resetting or recalibrate. I think is the language they use on it, because sometimes if you have a drift on one of your sticks, it will assume wherever it's resting at, that is center. And you might have to recalibrate, which means you got to go all the way up to the top, the bottom, do a complete circle thing, or to readjust itself to show what true center is. But Paul, I wouldn't worry about too much. This means you got to do a little more editing, because I know at our age, sometimes you get a little, those hands get a little shaky at times when we don't realize it. I always got to be mindful with my right hand that even though I'm thinking I'm pushing straight forward to go forward, sometimes that thumb slightly goes over just to the right, or no, to the left. But I see it in the drone.
Well, here's what I'm thinking is I'm going to turn off the collision avoidance.
Don't do that.
Because I had it off all the time I've been flying it, and I turned it back on.
Well, you're not flying close enough to anything where the obstacle avoidance is interacting.
Right.
Okay. So go there, get 3 dots at the top right corner,
Yep.
click on that, and it should give you all the little icons. And it should be an icon like a controller or the word controller.
But see, this is like the one I have for my Xbox, right? Like right now, it's showing because my stick, I'm not touching it, it's dead center. But if it was slightly off.
Yeah, but what I'm saying after a lot of use, the stick can be offset to where
Right.
it believes it's in the center, but it's actually not.
Right. Now, this right here shows that my stick is perfect, but
Mhm.
but sometimes your stick, you know, on your controller could look perfect, but then it could be
Right. That's what I'm
actually
saying.
over here.
Right. That's what I'm saying, where it has
So,
been worn down and you need to recalibrate it.
right, exactly.
Stick mode is mode 2.
Right. It should be near the bottom of that page if you're into the controller part where it says recalibrate or adjust.
RC calibration.
There you go.
Power off the aircraft and calibrate remote controller.
There you go.
There you go.
What?
'Cause
But
some-
it doesn't have recalibrate the remote controller listed as one of the options.
It said
Well,
turn
what-
the drone on, didn't it?
You should turn the drone off when you do it.
Oh.
So let's turn the drone off. Stay on that page that you're on and turn the drone off. Let's see what the photo would do for you.
Yeah, because some of the menus can pop up or disappear depending on whether the drone's on or off.
Mhm.
Because somehow, Dre, 3 different times he turned off the sideway flight, and Joe had to show him how to turn it back.
Yeah, that's
on.
why I said don't mess
So-
with the obstacle avoidance because you might end up activating that again. Yeah.
So there's if he went into some menu one day and did something, that could have been what fucked it up to begin with.
Mhm. Like I
Okay,
said,
so
I know
now what it's having me doing is move the sticks.
right there you go. Move the sticks each direction. It tells you. Go ahead and go up, down, full circle, and then release it to where it goes back to the middle.
I agreed with you the other day, Dusty, and when I asked about does it have stick calibration, everybody that was on the panel was like, I don't think so. Not sure. I can't look because I don't have a smart controller, so I had to ask everybody else, but nobody seemed to give me an answer on it. So
Who
I
was on
agreed
the
with you,
panel?
though.
Who's on the panel?
I don't remember who was all on the panel, but Dusty said the
Don't
other
be
day.
trying to cover for him, Dustin. You know,
No, but Dusty said something about recalibrating the controller the other day, and then I asked everybody. I
Mhm.
said, "Is there a recalibration for the sticks in the controller?" And nobody seemed to know. But like I said, I don't have a controller, so I couldn't look.
Yeah.
See,
yeah, because like I said, I did that because I kept seeing my drones what I thought were drifting at first, and come to find out I'm the one that's drifting. You know, it's just my thumbs because I don't pinch. I use thumbs and stuff. And when pushing forward to go ahead, my thumb was slightly off, and I'm the one that's drifting and making the drone drift. Not the
I don't
drone
know.
itself.
I think pinching is more precise, though.
Well, my thing is type of flying. Pinching, yeah, you can be a little more precise, but to me, it makes you less creative because you cannot manipulate your forefinger and thumb to do unless you're setting a controller on a stand or on a table.
Especially the old guy that I am.
I'm just saying when you're pinching, you only got your 3 other fingers to hold the controller itself. So unless you got extremely long fingers and you feel secure about holding that controller, you know, pinching can probably work out for you no problem. The rest of us normal people, you know, that's that now you're trying to juggle the controller itself, hold it steady and stuff while you're pinching at top. Now, if I had my controller mounted on something or sitting on a table, yeah, you pinch all day long.
Kiss my ass, Russell.
I think pinching is more for FPV flying than ours.
Mhm.
The four fingers used to control the gimbal and the zoom knurled wheels at the top as well.
Right. And that's why I'm saying that, depends what type of flying you're doing. And that's why majority of FPV people have to sit down. The dizziness is one thing, but how they're able to hold that controller is another issue.
JD said, I want to point out the drone was dropped from the counter to the floor, and most likely there was no gimbal cover.
No, the gimbal cover was on it.
But like I said, this
But like I said before, when I watched it, the gimbal's not moving like it's been damaged. Because it would do it throughout the whole flight.
It looks like control inputs.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving the gimbal cover on it is a bit dangerous. When it starts up, it goes through a calibration type thing with itself. And if it can't move because that guard's on, it can damage the gimbal.
That's all part of your pre-flight process. Step one, take the gimbal cover off.
Yeah.
I think it's just his movements, JD, to be honest. I think it's him doing it.
But like I said, that on that last ship he showed, that's why I said that was him, because the drone dropped it out.
Yeah.
I said, if you were holding steady to your altitude, I might have a little different thing.
I think he's overcompensating on his movements and thinking.
Well, I mean, to me, I see Paul been doing that for years, flying under that bridge, going around them ships. Now, for me, I'd be very hesitant because I'm not used to flying on that bridge. But Paul's very comfortable. But like I said, when you get older, like I say, I don't have Parkinson's disease, but like I say, find out that my right thumb, was causing me to have a little bit of a drift if I'm flying straight on a line forward. It was because of what my thumb was doing, not because what the drone was doing. The first thing I thought, oh, it's the drone, something's off, the sticks are off, this is off, something's not right, the props are off. Yeah, I went through all the steps and kind of find out I'm the one that's off.
Yeah, it could just be something naturally occurring on his hand that he doesn't realize.
Well,
it just looked like he was making overcompensated movements and thinking it's, and he wants it to be the drone that's messed up.
Yeah, but like you said in that last one where he thought that the gimbal moved, I said, no, that was you moving to get yourself adjusted to where the ship was coming.
Oh, Boner.
That was a whole drone movement. So people got to remember, there's only very few drones that allow the gimbal to move side to side. Most only our gimbals do is up and down. There's only a few. I say my M30T has a wheel for the gimbal to move 30 degrees to the left, 30 degrees to the right.
Oh, trim. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, there's hardly any of the, especially smaller drones, do not have that capability. Like that's what I'm saying. That either it's going to be a natural phenomenon from wind pushing against it and you flying against the wind, or like I say, there's a difference when the gimbal moves and when the whole drone moves.
Yeah, but you can also use the flags where he's flying as a reference, and they're not like crazy blowing.
Right. That's just what I'm saying. That it could be a number thing, but I think it's more of an operating issue. Yeah. Look at the footage that he showed us.
So I guess what I ought to do is just sell it and give up droning.
No, Paul,
Why?
you just got to be a little more precise in your editing. If you don't want that stuff in there, you just got to take another second or so and that part out.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, and some of those small, tiny movements, you're critiquing the shit out of them, where your average viewer is not going to give a shit anyway. So, because some of those movements were very slight, like that one at the very, very beginning of that video you showed. It was just a tiny, tiny movement. But you're making a big old deal about it when your viewer that wants to watch ships ain't going to give two shits about that little movement.
like I said, like just said, you can leave it in, or you can just add that little bit out. Because that part of the beginning was not anything anybody would be looking for. You could crop your stuff into right before you're right on top of that ship, starting to go in your pan move to the rear of the ship. So that's
You
what
got to
everybody
remember,
comes to
you're
look
always,
for.
yeah, no, you got to remember too, you're always going to critique your own work more than the person
Yeah, be
watching.
harder on myself. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you critique
Just-
it more than anybody except for Matt, probably.
No, I
Yeah.
would say Don. Donald's good. That's why I'll send Don stuff. Say, hey, what do you think?
Yeah, but the thing is too, is even people like Donald and Joe that do photography, you know, they're going to look at a picture and think, oh, I got to do these million things to it. But if an average person looked at it and wasn't into photography, you'd probably like it as is.
Yep. A lot of nothing wrong not being perfect, but keep trying to be perfect. It's all about the effort and the attitude.
And then you just got to figure out what you're doing different that you didn't do before, and just try to adjust for that. I don't mean you got to quit flying drones just because you're a little off on your movements.
Oh, I'm a lot off.
Not really.
Right here, off here.
Like I say, Paul, our reflexes and our dexterity, I should say, kind of plays games with us as we age.
Sure, shit ain't gonna get better, that's for sure.
I was doing a flow chart the other day for our facility spill prevention thing, and I was trying to get the little arrows to connect all the little bubbles of the flow chart, and I couldn't get the line up straight to save my life. I could do one side arrow straight as a line. I go to the other side, and it was like slightly off an angle, and I kept going back and forth, and it would go past dead center, a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, and it was driving me nuts. And I just got to the point, you know what? If that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be. I'm sorry, you know. And it could be a combination. The mouse I'm using is not as sensitive I need to be. All this kind of stuff. But when you do stuff like that, you need a high precision mouse to make sure all your arrows are can be straight. All this kind of stuff. At one point, I felt like this print the paper out and break out a ruler and do it in pen.
Oh, he ain't gonna give up, Edward. He likes flying ships too much.
Wait for the sun to come out, Justin, so I can go up to your neck of the woods. Got to do a plaza today. Up in
Where,
Apple
in
Valley.
Barstow? Oh,
Apple
Apple
Valley.
Valley.
Yeah. And this is why I always tell people about you got to pay attention what the economy's doing, because I do a lot of these all the time. They're quick, easy little jobs. You fly a grid pattern over the plaza. I break out my DSLR, take pictures of all the utility, vault boxes, utility meters, hydrants, that kind of stuff. And for a lot of them, I was doing it they were upgrading to EV stalls to put in. But now that
Oh,
that
for
money,
electrical.
yeah, but now that that money's been all taken away, those jobs ain't around no more. So that's what I'm saying is that there's different things that can affect your economy. I'm dead. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Anybody hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, it's like everybody just froze for a second there. I don't know if it's on my end or yours. Yeah, but I was saying, like you said, I used to get like 4 requests from fast food places. Like I remember doing like 4 Panda Expresses in a day. You know, I get a couple of McDonald's and stuff like that, flying over them, the grid pattern, you know, so they can get a layout where they want to put these EV stalls at. Now that work's gone. Kind of surprised when I got this. Justin, you were saying the other day that your school district got rid of all the electric buses or whatever else and went back to diesel,
No, they got rid of they're getting rid of all the propane ones.
propane.
Yeah, they have a bunch from 2014. They randomly decided to buy a bunch of Bluebird propane buses back in 2014, even though they were using all Thomas diesel ones before that and after that. So they must have got some kind of good deal on them or something.
Yeah,
Reason they bought them, but they're getting rid of all of them now.
I don't know if you guys have an AQMD out there in Florida, in California. Diesels are being phased out, especially for municipalities, school districts, because it's too much pollution.
No, they're not doing any of that here.
And of anything, most of the school districts, I know here, are going to electric.
Oh no, they've already passed.
CNG are electric.
That was asked in one of the big meetings when everybody was at it. They were like, "No, we're not going to electric." But they use the deaf field or the deaf shit in the buses. It's supposed to help with pollution. I don't know if that actually
That's the thing
does.
they had to plug the exhaust into each night.
No, there's a special tank that you have to go fill up like a gas pump. It's just like a gas pump, and you put the DEF liquid in it.
Blue.
Yeah, and then it.
I know. Well, we got rid of our last. Well, not we still got 1 or 2 of them in the yard, but every night they had to plug it up. Put it like a heating rod and put it into the exhaust pipe to burn off the old whatever it's called.
No, they don't do that. They just put that DEF fluid in there, and then you fill that up about once every week or so, and it has its own like gas tank type look thing to it. You open the little door and you grab the little nozzle and you stick it in there and fill it up. But you never see any black smoke coming out of the back of the buses, so I'm assuming it does.
It's just an additive.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, I know. Even the Omnitrans buses, city buses, or whatever, they all switched out to the CNG. There's a few electric, but most of those are all diesel. Also, you used to see the black smoke out top that was awesome. Come up to the back of the bus, coming to the framework at the top. All those are.
Yeah, some people call it DEF, and then some people say DEF fluid. But you'll see it sold at a lot of gas stations because a lot of 18-wheelers use it.
Most diesel cars have that fitted now.
Yeah.
Diesel cars never really caught on that well out here in the States. They've had them for a while. Every manufacturer had at least one diesel model.
I remember the little Volkswagen Rabbits.
Yeah, like I say, back then they were loud. Same thing, the black smoke. You know, it just wasn't appealing. People stayed away from it.
The only good thing about them was they got really good gas mileage, and the motors were a little bit more reliable, I would say, because diesel motors always just seem to have less issues than gas motors do.
It was nothing with the performance of the motors. It was just was not appealing. Like I say, the black smoke, going wild. I mean, you firing things up. People think you had a big old, F-350 out there.
It's just a little Volkswagen Rabbit the size of a
Yeah.
Prius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of our taxis over here are diesel.
Yeah.
Well, then the one good thing, the one draw to diesel cars for the people that did buy them back in the day is historically diesel was always cheaper than gas, but the last 15, 20 years, I think it's been more expensive now.
Diesel costs more
gas,
now.
Long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now diesel for like the last, I would say at least 15 years, diesel has been more expensive than gas.
It has surpassed gas.
But it used to be significantly cheaper. It was like $1 something cheaper a gallon.
Yeah. Dusty, it's funny that Adam Carolla always wants to try to bash California, but his dumbass don't move. So I just call that, you're dumping on your own yard.
Here comes Lance back, Mr. Crackles.
Isn't that an actor?
Yeah, he's a comedian / actor.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything in a while, but he's a very conservative podcaster.
Okay, I don't watch
and
it.
He's always on California about all the great state stuff. But like I say, his living is in California, as being in the entertainment industry. But he wants to, like I said,
I just looked him up now. I recognize him.
Yeah, used to be partnered up with Jimmy Kimmel back in the day. What called the Man Show.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember what he was from. I just looked his picture up, see who he was talking about because it sounded familiar.
Yeah, and those two are about as opposite as night and day.
Oh yeah, it was the Volkswagen Golfs. I don't think it was the Rabbits, was it?
Yeah,
the Rabbit
diesel.
I remember my uncle had one of the little Volkswagens. It was a little hatchback. It was real small. It was a four-seater, but it had a diesel motor.
The Rabbit
drove it for years.
Same car, I think.
Okay, it might have been a Rabbit he had then, because I'm pretty sure that's what my uncle had. But I remember back in the 90s, dude, he'd get like 40-some miles to a gallon on that thing.
Oh yeah,
diesel.
The original high mileage vehicle. That's why some people bought them. But like I said, because of all the other stuff that came with it, like I said, it wasn't appealing. They ain't like hybrids now or the hybrid cars where they run off battery and gas. You don't hear nothing. Like an electric car, you don't hear a thing.
Hey, Dre, are you still driving Mercedes?
No, I never had a Mercedes.
Jaguar.
Yes, sir. Still got
it. He's not driving his Jaguar because it's broke.
Yeah, I'm just too cheap right now. Taking it to the shop. I've done all the work I can do on it, so I got to take it to the shop for the last bit. December, take it over there.
Well, this is the thing too. Is like Jaguar is one of those cars that for a long time, I don't know, you couldn't really do a whole lot of work to it yourself. But these newer cars, you can't really work on them anymore to a certain extent. Because even a lot of like big chain garages, like what do you want to call it? Tire Kingdom, those type of garages, they can't even do half the shit on the cars no more. Like you go in there and you have a transmission issue, it's a sealed transmission. You got to take it to the dealer. Oh my, my rear end's going out. It's a sealed system. You got to take it to the dealer. They can't even work on half the shit anymore.
Yep, that started with the German cars, and they start supplying everybody with those transmissions. A lot of GM cars have them now because they start off with Cadillacs.
They don't rebuild them. It's an automatic. You got to put a whole new system in.
Yeah, you got to replace them.
Rebuilding.
So the
PTS.
The Passat is a German, and it was smooth. We loved riding it, but boy, was it finicky. I mean, we probably had to take that in so many times just to fine tune the darn thing. And I'll never buy another Passat, but it drove really nice. but we got rid of it and sticking to our Toyotas.
And so you can thank folks at Audi, Volkswagen, somebody else, and they start supplying the same rims to GM for Cadillac CTS when it first came out. It had that sealed transmission.
The Cadillac is probably the biggest lemon they make.
Oh yeah, the garages are gonna slowly fade out more and more each year, because they already are. And there, I mean, there will always be those mechanics. They're going to be a lot less of them, but there will always be there because they'll work on older cars, right? There's always going to be guys with classic cars and cars from the 90s.
Yeah, and those, like I said,
40s,
those are
50s.
shops that have to have a, I would call it a general shop where they just do a variety of work, from body work to work. Because, like you said, we still go to a garage and they work on engines only. You go there, you take it to a body shop, and that's all they did. Now, everybody's got to start doing a little bit of everything, and they want to survive.
Now you got to go to a body shop. They're like, we can't do it. It's a sealed fender. Got to take it into the deal. Well, and then they try to make all those proprietary bolt heads and shit too, so that these shops can't work on them. But then, usually Snap-on or somebody will come out with a tool, but
yeah, they got to retool themselves. Like I said, like anything else, that's very expensive. You talking about, you got to buy a whole other set of tools to work on other cars.
And that's where small mechanics are running into issues that I've noticed watching a lot of mechanic videos is now they're having to buy specialty tools just for one type of vehicle, for one type of job on that vehicle. And that's the only thing that tool's made for. And they might use that tool once every 5 years. Because they might get that one, it will literally be a tool that's made for 1 year type car and one specific job on that car, and that tool's not made for anything else. It might be taken off a certain ring or something, or
nowadays, especially American cars, where they only may produce that car for maybe a 4 to 5 year period, they want a whole different model. Yeah. That's what just drives me bananas with American cars. If you want to make something fine that you may like, but then you got to worry about, well, if I get this, will it still be around if I need parts for it 5 years from now?
Well, that's like Chrysler, their 300s and their 200s were pretty damn good cars. They didn't really have a lot of issues, especially with the 200s, but then they scrapped the 200 in 2017.
That's my point. And so now you got to figure out you got to go to some junkyard to find parts.
Yeah, unless a car was sold enough to where aftermarket manufacturer feels like they can make enough money by making parts for it. But,
like I say, my Crossfire as an example, it wasn't a big seller for Chrysler, but it was some changeovers when Chrysler was sold to. Basically, it was sold to Mercedes. They were under the Mercedes badge. That's why everything in my Crossfire that my youngest daughter drives still is all Mercedes-Benz. The motor, the transmission, the dash, all Mercedes-Benz. I had to get a turn signal. Can't get it from dealership anymore. They stopped making this thing back in 2008. But I had to find out that Peugeot, which doesn't make cars anymore, made the turn signal socket that goes in it. So I had to go order Peugeot turn signal socket that fit in my Chrysler crossover.
Well, what's crazy too is like sometimes a really expensive, like say $150,000 car will use the same part that a company makes a $30,000 car.
Oh yeah,
they'll have the same part, but they'll market it for both different cars, and the price is significantly different. But if you know that, I can get it for the for the cheap car.
Well, that's what I said. When you do a European cars, that is their trademark. So there's a lot of stuff, and Mark can tell you, there's a lot of stuff that goes in a Bentley that you can find in a Volkswagen. Volkswagen owns Bentley.
Yep.
So when you talk about door handle knob, all that kind of stuff, ashtray, doohickey stuff.
Even engine.
Yeah, sometimes even the engine, it's straight across swap.
Yeah, they used the Bentley engine in the Volkswagen Legend, I think it's called.
Mhm.
but I guarantee they're both badged different on the top of the motor. And
Yeah.
if you went and looked at the prices for each one of those vehicles,
It
because
ain't
it's
close.
Bentley's, probably 5 times the price,
No,
even though
no
it's the
kidding,
same
right?
fucking motor.
But then
Yeah.
again, in Volkswagen also Bugatti and Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's like just like when Ford owned a couple of companies. Ford used to own Aston Martin. Ford used to own Jaguar. You would see Ford parts and stuff in every one of those vehicles out through the late '90s, early 2000s that you would see inside of a Ford Escort or a Contour or something like that.
Right. And if it say it was like a turn signal lens for the Ford Escort, it would
Mhm.
be $30 from the parts store. But if you needed to order it for a Bugatti and it's the same turns lens, same turn signal lens, it probably cost you like $2,000, something ridiculous.
Like one Achilles heel of Jaguar, they changed over to the Indian company. Let's see, I said Mark and bought Jaguar and Ford.
Jaguar, I think they did go with Ford for a while. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ford owned them throughout the '90s into the early 2000s, and then the Indian company bought a Ford. But a lot of the parts in the motor, like the Achilles heel, is the water pump. It is the same cheap plastic water pump for propeller that's in Ford Focuses, Ford Escape, Ford whatever, sits inside all those Jaguar motors.
Mm.
That's the only thing that has gone out on every Jaguar I've owned is that doohickey plastic propeller for the water pump.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
that's like Pontiac, man. Pontiac, ever since they went out of business, there's a lot less. It's really hard to find parts for some of the models now.
Yeah.
There's nobody
JC
making.
Whitney, baby. JC Whitney.
Yeah, but Pontiac was trying to make a comeback in the mid 2000s when they put out that GTO again, and other twin car. I forget what it was called, but the GTO was the big 5.5 liter motor, and they had another one that was a smaller 6-cylinder, named something else. But it was almost twin bodies though.
You remember JC Whitney, Dre?
Yeah.
The magazine.
Uh-huh. Oh
And
yeah.
it was fine print, thin
Yep.
pages, but like 1,000, but it was only about that thick.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Before
So
your time,
I remember all the parts books that used to get them from the manufacturers, because I used to be a parts driver when I came out of high school for
Oh,
a
yeah.
local automotive store, and I used to run parts all of those mechanics in town and everything else, and we had to look up people coming, hey, I need one of these, and you had to go through the book, look it up. So that's that part, blah 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 blah.
Yep. And that's when you could work on. That's when I worked on my own cars back then, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't lift the hood up anymore.
You sound like me, man.
Paul out testing his drone.
Thank you, Mudball.
No.
In color.
I'm here.
Have you tested it? Have you flown it
No.
around the neighborhood?
No, I haven't. Maybe I'll get around to that today, or we'll see.
Andre, you have the Insta4X. That's right, isn't it?
Yes. And I may be using that today. I'll probably do a little video vlog of my job today. Still cloudy outside.
I may go pick up the 5X today. If not, maybe Monday.
In that itch, huh?
I am. I need to talk with Joe to see if he can find a part for me and send it to me. Send me the STL file so I can get a guy to print it for me.
I said you can probably get a good deal on the X5 from Mudball. He ain't using his.
He doesn't like it. Yeah.
What are you
He'll sell
looking for,
those.
Lance?
So I'm looking for a case that I can strap on top of my drone that holds the Insta5X.
Well, if you know somebody that does printing, just tell them what you're looking for. They'll know where to go to find it.
Yeah, that's why I said Joe. You might be able to find one for me. Send me the link or the STL file, and I can get a guy at school here to print it. And Joe did a really good job of changing the specs, and it worked really well because I want the clamp to be on the side, not so it doesn't sit like this, but it sits like this. And so the clamp is down by my thumb, but it needs to be turned. That goes with the case.
So he already made one, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and Joe made one for my 2X.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm looking for the 5X. The same way to clamp it onto my Avata. And the 5X isn't too much heavier than the 2X, which I did not know. And it sounds like it's lighter than the 4X. So and I had a guy show me his 4X and he flew it with the Avata with no issues. So the 5X being lighter will should not have any issues. No.
You should be good to go.
Yeah, you definitely need to get that 360 drone when it comes out, much as you like doing them videos.
I have it, I just haven't told anybody. I'm an influencer, not. Yeah, I probably will get it.
Yeah, I
depending
love
on-
seeing all these little channels that have like 1,000 subs, like 30 people, like maybe 20 people in their live stream when you guys were talking about that.
Uh-huh.
I saw 2 or 3 channels that were like, "Oh, we applied to get the to be a tester for it," and I was like, "Dude, the size of your channel, good luck."
Yeah, exactly. And then guys that are influencers that don't fly 360, they gave them to them, and then they sit in their closet.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of channels that will get it that really have anything to do with drones.
Yeah, Peter Mick, what's his last name? Peter, I want to say it's not McCann. McKinnon.
Yeah. He don't really do drones anymore, does he?
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I know he's always like to do things with his coffee no more. He used to do that a long time.
And I think he did.
I think after he got caught flying without being registered, because I think he's from Canada and he didn't have a Canadian certification or whatever. He got a big fat fine after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're trying to push that drone, they're going to want to send it out to channels that got 40, 50,000 subs, getting
But this guy,
10,000
after he
views
got
with your
hit that
video.
fine, Dustin, he says, "Nope, don't send me crap." He said, "I'll stick to Chicago."
Oh no, I'm just saying in general, if Insta wants to push that drone,
Well,
they're not going to send it out.
Insta's not a drone, though. I'm saying that.
No, but they're bringing out a drone. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
you talking about the anti-gravity drone?
Yeah, if
well,
they want to push that, they're not going to send it to a bunch of small ass channels that have 1,000 subs and are getting 50 views a video.
You know what? It's weird because I would say ever since the Air 2S, I know DJI's been doing that crap, sending products to small channels and making them blow up. I mean, the big guys still get it, but there's a lot of these small guys, or I would say they're not even true drone people, and they might be a bigger channel in something else. And they'll get they got drone sent because they might
Oh,
be vlogging or stuff like that.
yeah, but that's a good thing to do from a company standpoint, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
you
that
spread
gives
to a
them-
bigger audience.
Exactly, because if you give it to some guy that just does, say, like Gamer Nexus, who just does computer shit, and you
Mhm.
send him a drone, say, "Hey, you mind reviewing this for us?" and he agrees to it. Now you just
Yeah.
opened up to a whole new audience that 90% of them probably aren't into drones.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, a lot of time when I see guys talking about, like right now, there's a few folks putting out the Mini 5 Pro. Well, we know it's not going to be released here in the United States. So I go and check these guys' channels out, and they're from different countries, Canada, Europe, wherever the case may be, and some of them are not really drone channels. They're advertising the unboxing and all the specs. And that's why I know one thing that these guys ain't serious about with drones is that they're reading the specs off the box. You can tell.
You might
It's
not be able to. You might not be able to buy it in the States, but it is going to be released because it's turned up on the FAA list, isn't it?
Yeah, like I say, it's all right. But we don't. Like I say, some things get submitted, way ahead of time for approval for FCC regulations.
Well, like I said too, there's like Johnny was saying the other day when he went to the store, they had a bunch of Mavic 4 Pros in stock now, so they're obviously getting them back in. So
what store did Johnny go to?
I think it was Best Buy. He said he went to. He said they had
They
three or four
had
of
the
them.
Mavic 4 Pro and not the Mini 4.
No, it was the Mavic 4 because he was saying how big it was. He was commenting on how big the drone was.
Mhm.
And he said that.
But
So
he also-
obviously the retailers are getting them back in. And I think if you go on Amazon and look, well, there's a lot of the stuff's back in stock again now.
That's
So-
fine.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to Amazon and look Mavic 4 Pro.
So you might find on Amazon because they can use third
Oh
party.
yeah, there's tons of them on Amazon.
Yeah, but see, they might be third party sellers, but a lot of folks warning people be careful.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. No,
The end.
yeah, there is all the top 10 searches look to be all private sellers because none of them have prime
Mhm.
delivery.
Yeah, I'm looking at Best Buy. There is no Mavic 4 Pro at Best Buy. I know here in California.
I think he said that, Justin. He actually saw one at Northeast.
I could have swore he
meeting.
said he was at a store. Unless I don't know. I have to
The
ask him next time he's on.
only thing BGI had, I mean, not Best Buy has is the Air 3 Fly Mode combo, or the largest one they have.
Yeah, it could be that he saw one at the meetup because there would have been a few guys with it.
Best Buy, that's the only
Yeah.
Air 3 Fly
Fisher
Mode
has
combo.
one. Someone else up there does.
Russell says 360 drones will suck and will die out like the V-copter. The drone will have a fixed focal length. Who wants a camera like that?
Well, like I say, it's a 360 drone. It's just like
And
having
so,
the Insta X4, X5, wherever else. It's a 360
in
drone.
my
What do you-
sphere,
Yeah,
So,
what
I
do you
agree with you.
expect?
I do not use my camera on the end on my Air 2S. I don't even turn it on. I
Mhm.
take my sphere up, I get my shot, and I land the drone. I don't even record using my camera. I bet I've recorded on that Air 2S 10 times, and I've had it a year and a half. But my sphere, I've done it 100 times. Now,
My whole
I'm
thing,
gonna
Lance,
switch
is that people are thinking that this new drone from Infinity, whatever it's called, is going to be like a regular drone camera. No, it is a fixed 360 camera to let you get in the handheld. Whatever.
Yep. And in
It is-
post, you can zoom in, just like you
Right.
can on the
Right.
Insta.
Pulse is where all the magic happens. That's why I tell
And
people, I
now-
said, don't think the camera's going to do something that you see on the screen. It's just going to
Yep.
take pictures. You pick in the post, and that's where you do all your work.
Well,
And now
nobody
with
really.
the new software, the Insta Studio software, it lets you make a project and it lets you import any video footage there is, from anything. So I'm going to start to record using my Air 2S while my Sphere is recording, and then mix and match the two videos to create something. So
Right.
now it's useful to me now that they've got that software released.
Well, nobody
and you
really
can do
knows
that.
what that drone's going to do until it's released and you see what kind of sales it gets.
Well, like I say, it's a niche novelty drone. Just like I've seen the
For
video
sure.
from the guy down in San Diego, big
Aldrin?
influencer. Not Aldrin,
Aldrin.
the other guy,
Aldrin.
the other guy, not Aldrin, the other guy.
Okay, I didn't know. Didn't know the
If I
other.
say his name, you know who I'm talking about. He's one of the big influencers out there. Drones.
Russ 51.
No, this guy's in
He's
California.
from like Dakota or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, this guy's out of Oceanside area, California, maybe south of Spring Bay. But he gets all the gadgets and stuff like Aldrin does. He usually does goes out to the desert and has a couple of buddies that take the jeeps out there.
Jevon Govey.
There you go. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Jevon Govey. That's his name.
Oh yeah. He's good.
He took it out there, and even he said, it's nice to get certain things, but like he said, it's a niche product, and it may find a decent market, but like you said, it's not going to replace a regular drone.
No, and it's something that adds B-roll. Can add some B-roll.
Right.
And I wouldn't really compare it to the V-Copter only because the V-Copter didn't have a specific thing it did besides
Flew
just
upside
fly
down.
with two props. It had a mini
fly.
two like specs on it, where the
And fly upside
360
down.
camera is marketed for one thing.
Yeah.
But the V-Copter, the original V-Copter was supposed to be a alternative to the Mavic Pro. When it first came, the Mavic Pro was going to get back in, and the original V-Copter was kind of supposed to be in competition with that. And by the time it finally hit the market, DJI had moved on to the Mavic 2 Pro, the 1-inch sensor, and everything else. So the V-Copter kind of fell in its face originally because it only had technology that was with the original Mavic Pro.
And that's the problem with V-Copters. They're always 3-4 years behind.
Right.
Because like if you look at the Mini that they just released, it has Mini 2 specs on it.
Right.
And the Mini 2 is what, 4 or 5 years old now?
But that was their thing, is that about the time they actually get to the market sell, they're 2-3 years behind the curve. And I said, people say, why am I spending money on this when I could already find that? Mini 3 Pro, stuff like that, almost the same price.
Exactly. It doesn't make. That's why I don't understand what V-Copter, what their ultimate goal is at the end of the day. Like, because they're not keeping up with the specs. They're not.
No, like I say, it's just the niche of having a 2-prop drone fly around compared to a 4-prop.
Exactly.
I mean, that's their only thing that they have going for
them.
them.
That's it. I mean, the specs of the thing is, like I say, 3+ years behind, and that's when they're downfall.
And the thing is, Dre, is they already have that obviously perfected because they didn't really have any problems with the first one. They haven't really had any problems with the flight characteristics of this one. So why are they not just working on the specs aspect and trying to get the latest put in there? Well,
like I say,
and get it out to market as quick as possible.
That company has a lot more, irons in the fire. A lot of people still this day do not associate that with the X1 Pro, whatever it is, the small camera that's supposed to compete with the Neo. That thing came out, cost as much as a Mini 4, just about the 8K one. So they got that on. It's a very expensive 8K camera on his little follow me man. And like I said, the V-Copter now is like an afterthought. Something they throw together with old parts to see how much they sell. Like I say, everybody had to buy this thing as a buy-in deal, which I'm never a fan of, where you had to put down some money and they say, okay, you're on the list, so when we decide to sell it, ask for the rest of the down payment, send it to you. And then, they send it out.
But that's the thing is V-Copter, they were really good. I would say I give them credit because their buy-in to delivery was actually very quick for most programs like that. Because if you look at a lot of buy-in programs where you have to buy in to a project like that, sometimes you don't get the product for a year or two.
Yeah.
So I would say they did really good on that. They already have the bodies perfected. They have the flight, all their motors, everything seems to work good on there. So what I would say is they need to focus on building the best camera that they can build and then do another campaign and get it out within 6 months like they did with this
my
last
thing
one.
is, other than the fact that they had to do a massive recall on any V-Copter.
Well, yeah, but that was mainly just a battery problem though.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, I'm just saying that if you can put out an 8K product in a little small Neo size drone, why couldn't you put that on the Mini V?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to focus. They've already got their drones, I think the bodies and the motors and the flight characteristics, the software, all there seems to work good. So I think they just need to focus on their camera technology, work on that, get that up to par with everybody else, and then do a quick campaign like they did with the Mini.
Yeah. Well, my thing is that what market actually want to go after. Let's see what's at that market. I mean, they need to build something on the level of at least a Mavic 3 Pro. Don't worry about the Mini market. I know the Mini market is a big market. It sells globally. A lot of places you don't have to do no testing. You don't have to do no registering. 200. That's, in other words, that's like shooting ducks in the water, the barrel, I should say. But if you're really looking for to make a mark, they need to build something something at the level of the Mavic 3 Pro. Multiple cameras on it, and basically the quality shouldn't be questioned.
Hey, does your 4X shoot in 8K?
Yes,
Do you ever do that?
all the time.
And does it bog your machine down?
No.
I need to ask that. I need to ask that to Mudball because he's got an older computer, I think.
Yeah.
To see if he does.
Yeah, I have no problem editing.
Okay.
But like I was laughing because when Joe was complaining about how long it was taking for him to get his V-Copter, I was like, dude, crowdfunding projects. I said, I give it to them. They're fucking being quick on it. I said, because I know people that sat around, waited 2-3 years for a product before they got it.
Yeah, I know they had
at minimum a year.
They had that big scam over in the UK. Mark guys about 6-7 years ago. And the guy never came out with a product. He collected up all this money from people.
That happens all the time on there.
Never produced a product.
Oh yeah, there's companies that will raise ridiculous, like there'll be private crowdfunding. It's not like a big because the big corporations do it all the time. But there's ones where a bunch of investors will get together and they'll do a crowdfunding. They'll raise like crazy amounts, like $100 million to make a product, and then they just never produce it. Like it happens quite a bit. You'd be surprised how much it actually happens.
That's why I say I don't fool them. Like a lot of these American people saying, "Hey, I want you to invest in the company." No, we put out a product.
Well, see, I would do crowdfunding if it was a corporation doing it. Like, say, Amazon wanted to come out with a new product, or Target, or say a big American company, and they just don't want to put the money up front, but they're confident they could get it done. Those guys I would trust more than just a random investor that decided to start his own crowdfunding project or something.
Well, that, like you said, you're going with a company that's a proven product. You also have a lot of ways to recourse. It does go belly up or flop. You need to get the money back.
Right. It's like how the AZ does it. He'll put in for a lot of the 3D printers, but they're always the well-known companies normally that have been putting out printers for a long time. But by him doing that, he'll get it for like a third of the price of the MSRP price when it's released.
Yeah.
But he'll
I
wait.
mean,
He'll wait a year or two sometimes before
Yeah.
he gets it.
yeah, sometimes that is the advantage of the adapter.
What's up, Al? You're breaking up real bad again, Dre.
Am I? I wasn't talking
Yeah.
into the mic.
But yeah, crowdfunding can be fun if you have the extra money to do it, though.
Well, like I say, the purpose of crowdfunding is paying for the R&D.
Or the
Research and development.
manufacturing.
Yeah, manufacturing or the research and development.
Because
Right,
like
that's it.
V-Copter, I think the way they got it done so quickly is I think they already had the R&D done.
Right,
were
because they
just
had the
doing it
original.
for the
Yeah.
they were just doing it for the manufacturing to get the manufacturing up and going.
Right. Yeah, they had everything from the original V-Copter. All they had to do was just, I say, pay for the manufacturing cost.
Right. They
But-
probably already had a company lined up in China and they just were waiting to get enough money to pay the
Mhm.
down payment to get it going,
Yeah. But I was, like I said, I need them to, for the company they are now, the actual company behind the name VTOP, they're big enough to produce a regular drone, put it on the market, and go from there. I just want to see them put out a real competitive product. A truly
Or
competitive
whatever
product.
profit they made off that mini, they've done lost most of it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they not only did they replace the batteries, but they were sending out all new drones for the batteries.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, that's just, I say, one of the things that can happen. I say they got that early adapter money for manufacturing, but somebody didn't put it into this was it quality
control.
Yeah, quality control. They should put a little more money in quality control.
Well, and kind of it being at a crowdfunding and they were just getting the money for manufacturing, yeah, you kind of turn into a beta tester at that point too.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have time to test it. They were literally manufacturing and sending the batches out to people. There you go.
Yep.
And that's not always a good thing neither, because I mean, if you're a big corporation, you can afford to take the hit to test a product with people. That's one thing, but they're not a multinational company worth hundreds of billions of dollars either.
No, not yet. But I said they ain't no small fry because they have their hands in different products. So I mean, this might just be their V-Copter division as far as all we know.
Let's see, it's 00 Robotics, right?
Yeah, 00 Robotics. They have their hands in quite other things.
I want to see what their company's valued at.
They do the Hover X as well.
That's what I'm saying. If you can put out the Hover X with an 8K camera, why couldn't you put an 8K camera on the Mini? And the Hover X is even smaller. But I think I did catch Greg Pod Institute's little thing on Friday morning. I guess it's supposed to be some type of announcement at the end of September, regulation coming out. He was saying he was not very hopeful about it.
So what for the 108 for what I mean that's a huge statement. Or wide.
Well, what I was saying it's not just 108. It's about more regulations as far as Chinese-made drones. Period.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's wait to see. I mean, he didn't go into a lot of details because he said that him and several other people in the industry that are able to talk to some of the legislators and stuff like that on a regular basis. They've gotten word that hopefully some announcement come out on restrictive regulations on sales and importing of Chinese gold. This could be the last. We look at what's coming up on 90 days here at the end of this month, October, November, December. Could be, we say the proverbial fork.
Hey guys, Frogger, here I go. With me luck. It's a
So
little
there's
busy this morning.
no,
One,
there's
What?
no,
two. I don't
You know what's
see
gonna be
Joe
fu-
or Justin's
What's going
car,
to be
so
funny
I'm
one day,
safe.
Justin? That Lance
What?
is going to announce he's frogging across the street. He's actually going to get hit, and we're going to be with.
God, I do not want to be honest, I don't want to see that.
I made it.
The
I
only
made
part
it. I was successful.
we're going to see is Lance saying, "Oh no," and the phone drop, and then we'll hear a car go by.
Yeah, the phone's gonna go flying 30 feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we'll be lucky enough if the phone tilts the right direction when we see Lance sprawled out in the middle of the street.
So there's no actual known evaluation on their company, but they did raise 25 million in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
That
2017.
was the original.
And that's for the original VCOP.
Yeah, but they've done a total funding surpassing 50 million
Mm-hmm.
so far as a company. But nobody really
You able to see their product line?
Oh,
A lot of-
Snap.
a lot of
I guess
products.
no, I'm just looking here on their evaluation. So apparently some company called Snap is in talks to buy. Oh, this article's from 2017, but I guess they were going to buy 00 Robotics for 150 to 200 million.
Mm.
But it doesn't say if it actually ever went through. So apparently they are working with that company. I just don't know if they bought them. It does say that they're working with a company called Snap Incorporated. I don't know what company that is. Must be probably another Chinese company. But they don't have a lot of employees. It says they only have 350 employees. It's not a massive company.
Yeah, with my Mavic 3 Dre, and I
Mhm.
put it in. I play it on my computer, or I put it in Premiere. It just depends. Sometimes it locks up. Sometimes I can see it smooth. Sometimes it's jittery.
How much RAM you working with?
32.
It'd be enough, but you bump to
And
64, you probably a lot better off. Like I always tell people, I forget about all the other programs that are running on our computers and think that all 64 or 32 is just going to that one program that we're editing it. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
like everything else, everything gets chunked up like Wi-Fi.
And it could be my scratch disk too, getting full.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I may need to clean it out.
Mm-hmm. I look at their page, just have an office in San Francisco, Shenzhen, Hangzhou, in Taiwan. They talked about the original VCOP Falcon back in 2019, the Hover X1, what was it called? The Hover 2, November 2020. Kickstarter, basically designed as a Hover camera.
Yeah, it seems like they're just doing mainly it's like a crowdfunding company.
Yeah, that's what's right. Everything they've done is crowdfunding. Well, basically, that minimizes their risk.
But I would give them credit because I think they pretty much have delivered on everything. It might have took a little while, but
yeah.
Wasn't that X1? Wasn't that the one you were talking about for a long time that was supposed to have interchangeable cameras or something?
No, that's a different company. I was
Yeah.
just looking for one of their drones the other day on eBay. But that had a very promising factor to it. Now you talk about hopefully that company will come back. Somebody will buy the name or whatever, buy all the you know, patents or whatever else. But that would be a decent seller. I remember seeing them on eBay maybe end of last year. I was almost tempted to buy one. It was too hard to find a battery for them. It was like I found one. The one I was gonna buy didn't have a battery, and I was able to find one battery. It was like 5-6 years old. I'm like, that's like buying any other kind of battery. Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
it's
know
like the
how good.
Altel drones. Once they stop supporting those, the batteries become real scarce after a while.
Yeah.
It's like
And
that, what was that Altel version of the Phantom? They're all over the internet. You can buy them, but nobody has fucking batteries for them. They
right.
literally don't exist anymore. All the batteries are pretty much gone.
Mhm.
It was called was it called Dark Star or something like
Yeah, I
that?
know you're talking about. It had the same shape as a panel.
But it was bright ass orange, yeah.
Right. It's just orange with this Alltel's favorite color.
It was something Star, I think was the name of it.
Yeah.
Let me look it up on eBay.
Yeah. But yeah, that system, like I say, once again, it was I was really hopeful for it. I was planning on buying one. And then all the reviews were coming back, and only person liked it was who out of Canada. And everybody else was saying it had issues with the software. Who?
Steve.
Not Eve, Captain Drone.
Yeah, that is Steve.
Steve, okay, never seen
Look.
never seen a drone he didn't like.
Look at this, Dre. The first one I find, it was called the X Star Premium. First one I
Yeah.
find is for sale, no battery in it. They just have the
Yeah.
controller and the drone.
Yeah.
I used to have one of those.
Yeah, and there's tons of these for sale online, but nobody has batteries for them.
Mhm.
They haven't made batteries for them in like 7-8 years, and every battery that people had, eventually they just died and didn't work anymore. And nobody makes any aftermarket batteries for it, so they're pretty much paperweights. And he wants $260. Nah, I'll give you $5 as a wall hanger. Fuck that. Why would I pay $260? Because it's not like that drone's so iconic that it's like, no.
I wish I could think of the name of that company that made that other drone. It was like a little bit like a Phantom, but it had a different shape to it. They had it had the ability to be interchangeable lens. It had advertised that it used Olympus lenses for it. One of the original problem was the flight only had like 18-minute flight time, which really turned a lot of people off on that time. Without some Volvo guy here, he said, like, dropped in the mud or something like that, or backed up. And, but overall, I felt if they could have made the flight times up to about 30 minutes, it might have been the actual replacement of the Phantom back then. That interchangeable lens was like, yeah, why should I spend $4,000 or $5,000 on a Inspire? I can buy this thing for like $2,500 and $3,000.
And people on the forums are still asking if they're going to do a Phantom 5. Like, that's dead, dude. They ain't never doing that. I don't know. I think if they did bring one out, I think that would probably be their hottest seller, just because so many people would want to have been.
Well, like I said, if it's at the same level, I mean, newer technology, newer battery life, everything else, as the old Phantom were left off at, heck yeah, because people, like I say, when you see your advertisements of drones, what is the shape you see? See the Phantom shape. You advertise about drones.
Well, so many people have like just missed the Phantoms and have always wanted them to come out with a new one. Right. I think that if they actually did, I think that would probably be one of their best-selling drones in the past, like 5-6 years.
Oh yeah, like I said, if it had the same capabilities as the last one that came out, you're talking about not just consumers, but also industries buying up that drone. There are people still trying to sell the Phantom 4 RTK for like $5,000-$6,000.
So I'm saying, I think DJI would be smart to actually build another one and release it, because I think that the hype behind it would be insane.
Yeah, it would be.
Just from all the old school flyers, that's
Mhm.
what some of the first drones they started off with, and they've always like just it was kind of a dream of a lot of people. Oh, I wish they'd come out with a new Phantom, but knowing
Yeah.
it was never going to happen. Oh, dude, I think that would be their hottest selling drone in the last 5-6 years, easy. I think it'd blow all the other drone sales out of the water.
You got your hands full.
Always do when I scratch.
There's a lady that's walking her infant in a stroller, and her probably 3 or 4-year-old riding a bike with training wheels,
Mm.
and she's pulling one and pushing the other. Very
Bless
funny.
her. Bless her heart.
So get ready to hit the vote button. Are you guys ready?
If it's the mom going in the shower, not you.
Yeah. Oh, and the mom was hot. So you would. Okay. Got about 3 houses to go.
If anybody's looking for or been needing a new drone, just clip that and can blackmail Lance later with his wife.
Okay.
You put on a little bit of a sweat there, Lance.
Oh yeah. If I look at the sun, Gray, I start to sweat. So it's not like I'm working very hard. But I do. I try to walk as fast as I can. You know what I need to do? Stop eating Snickers bars.
You know, well, that's the counterbalance in life. Put a little effort into exercise, but don't deny yourself. But
I think he froze up.
no, he's moving. Or maybe on your end. All right, I'm looking at 2 different screens.
Oh, I'm so freaking pissed off. I was looking at the weather earlier, and it was showing we were going to be cooled down next week, and for fucking some reason my shit was set in Toronto. I thought it was Winter
Okay,
Haven.
guys, I'll be done.
I was like, oh, cool, we're going to be down in the 60s next week. And then I look and I realized my home location for the weather is set to Toronto, Canada. Like, what the fuck? I know why, because I have my VPN on for Canada. That's why. I was on that site earlier, so I turned it on. I just never turned it off. Damn it. I was so excited too. It's gonna be all mid-80s and 90s next week.
Yeah, it's going to be hot out. We're going to get triple digits again by Wednesday.
I thought we were gonna have a nice little cold front come down or cool down a little bit. So they had one like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and it came down in Florida a little bit, but it just didn't come down far enough to my area where we felt it.
River? Yes, ma'am, that's correct. Roger. I have 2 down for Lake 7, the Florida Garage 1147, and the Manitowoc 1202. And then up on Travis, the first up is the CSL Cinnabon for the Salt Dock 1315. Yeah, Roger, I have that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Everybody's gone quiet.
Well, Lance went to go take a shower. I don't know what Dustin's doing.
It disturbed us all.
All,
We were
all
all
that
taking
talk
them.
there.
Yeah, we were taking a moment of clarity, trying to figure out how to get that out of our heads.
I'm still trying to look at that drone company going through.
Still trying to figure out what drone that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put in Google Phantom style drones
Yep.
with interchangeable cameras, but it just kept bringing up Phantom 4 forums.
Right.
And Google wasn't understanding what I was asking.
Right. I put in American made drones and you getting everything. I'm getting all Boeing and military grade stuff.
What's up, Celeste?
Was it one of the uniques?
No, this was a company, a small company based in California, built this drone, finally got it out, sent it out to the big influence. Like I said, a lot of people.
Try to put small California drone business in and see
Yeah.
if anything pops up.
And basically it was something that had a very nice controller to it. Everything. There's a lot of good things about it, but software was buggy. The flight time was very low. I think it was around 15.8. And there's a lot of drawback compared to where DJI was going, where they were at. So it kind of fell on its face. I even reached out to my face. I sucker to me. Let me put this thing. Got it that far. And then go, oh, glad you're interested. Never saw the drone.
Oh, they came out with a I was going to tell you, Dre, I started watching the Naked Gun movie. I'm about 30 minutes into it. It's not bad so far. It's pretty funny. But they came out with what was the name of that movie where the guy? I saw it earlier on the website. Hold on, let me see what it's called. Oh, Nobody. I guess they came out with a Nobody too.
Yeah, I watched it last week.
Was it
Nobody
good?
too. Yeah, I mean it's just like the first one, dude. Same, theme, plot, and
yeah, I'm gonna watch that one later too.
yeah, it just makes you laugh.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh, Nobody's pretty good. I mean, it's not like overly crazy, but it's a good movie.
Uh-huh.
It's not like, I wouldn't say it's on the level of John Wick,
No.
but it's definitely right below it.
Yeah, it's
It's kind of watching a milder John Wick movie.
I'll give it that. Yeah.
Because I would say he wasn't as badass as John Wick, but
Kind of like the Beekeeper and Bricklayer.
yeah, but the one good thing about Nobody that I'll give credit to that movie is, well, I guess John Wick did too, but he wasn't just kicking everybody's ass and never getting injured.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This dude took some shots, but he would always come back. I mean, like just get up and come back. Just when you think he's down, he just gets up.
Because I mean, even John Wick did that too for the most part, but his injuries were a little bit more crazier in how he would come back. Because in Nobody, it would be he just got his ass kicked by a couple guys.
Right. Yeah.
And a week later, you could be pretty much feeling a little bit better by then. But John Wick, it was like he'd take the bullet to the arm, but then he'd be fighting 10 people 5 minutes later after he just got stitched up,
Bit like Deadpool.
Well, yeah, but Deadpool, he was designed to regenerate, so.
Yeah.
But I would say in that aspect, it's probably a little bit more realistic. And I do kind of like movies like that. Where
the thing I liked about Nobody is that tattoo that you had to know.
Oh yeah, I love when that guy walks in.
Yeah, like when he walks into the tattoo parlor in the first one, and that guy sees that tattoo, and he just easily walks out and locks the door behind him. Everybody said, "What the heck's going on?"
Yeah, he was that old. I think he was a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, He
And he
knew
looks at
exactly
his
what that
tattoo and he goes,
Yeah.
"Thank you for your service," and he just
Yeah.
runs in the room and
Walks
locks the
right.
door.
That
Yeah,
part
'cause
right
it
there,
was-
I like that.
It was
Yeah.
like 2 cards, and they were like aces or something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
no, it's a 5 and a deuce, which is the
Yeah,
worst
yeah.
hand to have in poker. 5 and a deuce.
Yeah, and that guy's face when he saw that tattoo.
Yeah.
And then
Thank
the
you for
other
your
guys
service.
knew by his reaction, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that ain't good."
something's up. Something's
Yeah.
up. And they were all baffled at first, like, where the heck he go?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you said, like when he first got on that bus, after he left that people's house, he got on that bus, these guys get on there to wreck the bus, and he took a pounding, but he jacked him up.
Yeah, he did.
Put everybody in the hospital. This one is always on the same line, but it has a little bit of story. A couple other people who were trying to do the right thing.
Was Christopher Lloyd in the second one too? His dad?
Yeah.
His dad
Okay.
and his, I don't know how their adopted brother, they brothers. He shows up. Actually, everybody's still there.
Christopher Lloyd has made quite a comeback the last few years, man. He's also in Wednesday, the show. He's been doing a lot of parts.
Yeah,
he's
he's
always
just
been a part of the Addams Family since the first movie came out. Though he was cousin,
he was
wasn't he?
Bester.
Bester, yeah, Bester. So he's always been part of that.
Yeah, well, now he's a professor at the school, but he's just a head in a big jar.
Yeah, but the thing about him though is he was like kind of real big in the late 80s, early 90s. He was doing a lot of stuff like Back to the Future, all that.
He was big before that.
Well, I know, but I'm saying that's what I remember him from.
Yeah, you were, because I remember him first coming out with the we call it the sitcom Taxi.
Yeah,
that's when he first came on the scene. He was a stand-up comedian at first.
But see, he didn't do anything for a lot of years. You'd see him every great once in a while in something.
No, they say he wasn't in front of the camera, but Christopher Lloyd was a producer of a lot of shows throughout the 80s and 90s. Like I say, he was one of the producers of the Frasier Show. So there's a couple other sitcoms that he was producer in also. And like I say, another big roles he had was the 2 recurring roles he had in the Star Trek movie.
But he's starting to do a lot more acting now.
He had during the 80s, he had the Star Trek series, a couple of movies there. Then he had the Back to the Future roles and so forth. But like I say, he's been behind the scenes on a lot of stuff.
Well, that's what's so cool.
You look up his stuff, man, you'll be shocked about the amount of stuff he's been behind or in front of.
Well, that's like what's so cool about really good iconic actors like that is especially when they span 3 or 4 generations, everybody has a different point that they remember that person from. Like Robin Williams, I remember him from, Mrs. Doubtfire, all the movies he was doing in the 90s, where you guys would have first remembered him from like Mork and Mindy.
Yep. That's when I never watched Mork and Mindy. Yeah.
I never even had heard of Mork and Mindy until he died. One of the older guys I was talking to at Walmart said, "Oh, I loved him in Mork and Mindy." I was like, "What the fuck was that?" He goes, "A TV show." I said, "What?"
That's some of his best work was on Mork and Mindy.
But that's the cool thing.
Yeah, his side-splitting comedy.
Nanu.
Yep. That stuff was hilarious. It was fresh. No one had done anything like that type of character. It was like, man, where they find it?
Yeah, I love actors like that can span 2 or 4 generations at a time in their career, and everybody has a really good memory of that person from a different generation of stuff they did.
I can't believe you had never heard of Mork and Mindy.
That was before my time, dude. I just never had watched it. And then one of the older guys told me about it, and I had went and checked it out. But he was doing so many movies in the 90s that's what I remember him from. So
no, that wasn't Christopher Lloyd though. Exodore was played by somebody different.
Who?
Exodore in Mork and Mindy.
Oh no, we were talking about Robin Williams.
Sorry, Lance, your green screen's not allowing that.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off.
And the
Second.
acting's the same as him.
Background, none. So 27 years ago today. I'm the guy in the yellow.
You can't
That's
even see
the-
the faces on here. It's too blurry.
That's the inside dome of Mount Rainier.
It
At
looks
the top.
like that looks like the setting for the moon landings.
Yeah, it is.
I knew it was green screened.
The guy in the middle is from Ohio. The guy on the far other side of me is from, I think he was from California.
David's like, I knew there wasn't supposed to be a snowman on the moon. There wasn't snow up there.
Yeah, 27 years ago today. It's about right now. Nah, I probably got up there about 9:30 a.m. So another hour. Paul, do you need a nap?
Yeah.
I'm
Go lay
looking
down.
at Christopher Lloyd on the IMB or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah,
About,
the movie information site.
Yeah, they're talking about. I remember he was the voice behind the bad guy in Roger Rabbit. They got Nobody to Man, the Witch, the Dance, 1,000 Steps, like Guns N' Moses, Hat, Knuckles, Camp Hideout, Buster. I'm trying to think some other little things. He even got him doing a voice in The Mandalorian. One episode. Let's see. I know you got some more. I think he's more popular one. Also, he did a cameo on the Connors. The Adam Project, which was a good little movie. If you want to watch the movie, the
Oh.
Adam Project.
Oh,
Rick and Morty. I guess he played a voice behind Rick and Morty. He did a role on NCIS. Some other big names. 12 Monkeys he played in. Rose, I guess he came back and did a recurring role on Roseanne. And then changed it from Roseanne to the Connors. So what else is there? Big Bang Theory. Back to the Future. I guess he did a voice behind Lego Dimensions. The Simpsons. I guess he did a voice behind, or maybe he played a role in Sin City.
Where's Joe at this morning? Is he working or something?
Probably sleeping in. He had a big night last night. Good game.
Justin,
That's right.
my bird.
You what?
You done to my bird. I know it's you. It's clearing my desk bit by bit.
Oh yeah. I called him last night and told him I should clean that motherfucker's desk up. I was looking at it.
Bit by bit, things are getting taken off my desk and they're getting put on top of the conure cage. He's just stacking up in the corner.
I offered him a bag of birdseed. He was like, "Yeah, no problem." Gotcha.
This give you an idea, Justin. I'm going to the bottom of this list. It goes all the way back to 1973.
That don't surprise me because he's what, up in his 70s, 80s now?
86 years old. I guess his big breakout role was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's.
I was almost, I knew that his career was spanned farther than I said.
Yeah.
Sure. I wouldn't have surprised to see him in something back in the 60s, to be honest.
Yeah. And we get 2 episodes on Barney Miller, another 70s sitcom.
Oh, that was ages ago. I remember that.
Yeah, Barney Miller, late 70s, mid-late 70s.
Wasn't he a cop?
No, I guess he said he did 2 episodes here. He probably was somebody they arrested or something. He used to play a great drunk.
Yeah, Barney Miller was a cop, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, Bonnie Miller. It was a cop show. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Abe Vigoda from
Yeah.
the gangster movie. He played. He came real popular out of the gangster movies.
God, he looks young in that show.
Yeah.
Right here, I pulled up some pictures because I wanted to see.
Did they say?
Uh,
Did I say he played on
say-
Taxi from '78 to '83? He's on Taxi.
God, he looks young.
With Mary
Yeah.
Lou Henner.
Yeah, Mary Lou Henner, Ron Glass.
He still looks the same, but just
Mhm.
40, 50 years
was it-
younger.
Was it Tony Danza?
Tony Danza on
Played-
no, I don't. It was I think
It was
Tony
the guy
Danza
who
was on
played
the show.
Chachi, wasn't it?
No, it was I say Ron Glass was the black guy. Abe Vigoda was an old. They called him Fish. He was an old detective. They called Fish. And then they had the one lieutenant was
Oh, I mean in Taxi.
on Taxi. Tony
Yeah.
Danza, yeah, Tony Danza played on Taxi.
Yeah.
And then they even had Andy Kaufman played the last couple of years on it. So
Andy Kaufman, what a weird guy.
Yep.
He was the one that who did the Andy Kaufman movie? That was Jim Carrey, right?
I think so.
That did that movie about him.
Mhm.
Remember what was it Latka? The Eastern European guy that nobody could ever understand.
Yeah.
Oh
Talk
yeah.
its voice.
Mm-hmm. With that little tiny voice.
Yeah.
Then his wife was what? Carol Kane, his wife.
And of
She was
course,
just on she was just on the show. My older daughter. What? On Netflix.
and what's it? The little guy that played the taxi.
Yeah. He's like
Oh, the little wasn't there a little was it the little Asian guy?
no, it was the what's that that does the Jimmy John commercial. What's up, sandwich?
The dwarf
David, no games today?
played Louise was called in the show, wasn't
That team played this morning.
Something like that.
Oh,
Well,
they played this morning. Okay.
well,
Oh, you're talking about Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, yeah, I had his face in my head, and I was thinking Twins, the movie. I was like,
yes, we're waiting for an outcome of an investigation for my game.
what?
Investigation of your game.
The in the 92nd minute, Miller's restored a goal that the ball did not go over the line.
Okay, so you're watching it.
Oh, you're watching.
You
Now
made
we
it sound
have
like you were participating in that game.
No, right. So we have goal line technology over here, and once all the ball goes over the line, it sends a signal to the referee's watch to say goal. However, the referee announced before the game that it had been switched off because he can't get his watch to connect. In which case, then, the referee should have postponed the game or suspended the game until he had a working watch. Considering the referee's office is only down the fucking road, right? And then in the 92nd minute, he gave that goal that was never a goal, which now people are saying was a scam, a betting scam.
Well, like I said, the proper thing to do is announce that that part technology is being turned off due to technical difficulties. So don't look for no replay.
But the point is, he gave a goal that didn't cross the line. Yeah.
Okay, David, it happens.
But this technology is in play in every game in the Football League. It has to be. So for it to be
I
turned
get
off for the
that.
game to go ahead,
That's why I said he should have told them that it was not working properly, So no one should be looking for a replay on a close call.
Now,
Holy
what
shit,
should have happened?
on the Big Ten channel, the Michigan marching band just took the field, and there must be 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
The whole of Michigan's there.
Yeah,
Oh, you ma-
well,
You
bands
managed to
and
find the channel then, did you, Paul?
bands and universities and stuff are just like football and basketball teams. They actually have like second string band members. They'll have like they're really good band members, and then
They're junior varsity. They're junior varsity band members.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, some of the universities, if their bands are that good and they invest that much money in them, yeah,
Mhm.
they'll actually have a second string version or a JV version of the band.
Question is it just Michigan's band or is it both bands? Because you're playing Michigan Central, so
Just the Michigan.
And some of those university bands are huge because there's
Yeah.
some that are really famous, so they spend a lot of money. You know.
There's another Michigan match later on tonight as well.
Give you a background on Robin Williams, Justin.
Uh-huh.
Just one of his first shows started back in 1977. Can I do it till I need glasses? Did the Richard Pryor show in 77. Did a one episode on 8 is Enough in 77. Then he did a couple episodes of Happy Days, 78, 79. Obviously, the movie Popeye came out in 1980. Mork and Mindy went from 78 to 82. The biggest disappointment for me that the movie did The World According to Garth. That's one of the first. And he had a Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley Bonshauer, 1982. Movie Survivors. Moscow on the Hudson in 84.
Yeah, like as many TV shows as like my stepmom, she was like big into watching like Nick at Night and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever remember Mork and Mindy ever coming on any of those.
Yeah,
I don't think there was a lot of replays of that show.
we had Mork and Mindy over here and it's replayed still.
Oh yeah, loads of it.
Yeah, I would say his big breakout role
Coming
on his
awesome.
range was Good Morning Vietnam in 1987.
His spaceship was a giant egg.
Yeah, I think he might even been nominated for a.
Yeah, I just don't remember any.
Did the clocks go back
Any
last
of that.
night? Fucking dark.
Well, I was working at Walmart when Robin Williams passed away, and one of the guys told me
Mhm.
he was one of the
Mhm.
older guys that worked there, and he was talking about Mork and Mindy, and he was telling me all about it.
Yeah, they did Port Society movie in 89, Cadillac Man in 90, Fisher King 1991, Hook 1990.
But that's what made
guess-
Robin Williams'
Yeah.
career such iconic.
When was
the
Yeah.
voice in Aladdin? Go ahead, Mark.
when was Good Morning Vietnam?
Vietnam. Let me go back to
When
it
was
here.
that?
He did that.
In the 80s,
19
wasn't it?
87.
Yeah.
Wow.
87.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Anji, 1995. Birdcage, 1996.
Yeah, I'll tell you, two of his weirdest movies was Where Dreams May Come, I think was what it was called, and 1 Hour Photo.
Hmm.
That
he
was
played
a
it.
yeah, when he played that, he was a psychotic guy.
He did, I guess, Flubber with Disney remake, 97. Good Real Funny, 97. Patch Adams, 98.
Flubber, you had Flubber around that time.
Bicentennial Man, 1999.
God, that movie's that old?
Oh, was he in that?
He was actually the robot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he played the robot. Yeah.
Bicentennial Man, yeah, 1999. AI, Artificial Intelligence, 2001. 1 Hour Photo, 2002.
That was a weird fucking movie, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that was.
Because he played a psychotic guy. He was
Mhm.
obsessed with the family, and he was printing out. He was making copies of all their photos they were bringing in to come have printed out because he worked in a photo lab. And then the company later on found out that he had been making all these photos.
Yeah.
And there was like 100,000 photos or something that they found were printed that weren't paid for.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
We
a
got
weird
the-
fucking movie.
Animated movie Robot 2005,
Mhm.
RV 2006,
I remember
Man,
RV.
Man, Man of the Year 2006, Happy Feet, you can
Oh.
voice over it 2006,
Let me put a
Night-
smile on your face.
Night,
What's
Night
that?
of the Museum.
Blackpool have gone joint top. Oh wait, no. My bad. Turn tables upside down. They've gone joint bottom.
Did a second Night of the Museum in 2009. This did an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants
Get in.
2009. Okay. Happy Feet
Back
2
on the table.
2011.
Yeah, he had a very iconic career for sure.
Oh yeah, a lot. I'm just reading you the most popular stuff. A lot more stuff that I never even heard of. Pardon.
Yeah, have you seen that guy that they're claiming is the conspiracy around that one guy that they're saying is Robin Williams? You're breaking up again, Dre.
Okay. No, I need to get off there. I got great. Well,
Okay, Dre. Hey, thanks for coming in, buddy.
all right. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah,
Right.
good.
See you later, Dre.
Now there's this guy online though who looks like Robin Williams, and people are trying to say it's him. I guess he's got a pretty big following on online. But it's just
Oh
one
my
of those
God.
stupid conspiracies.
Well, that should have reinforced our position at the top of the table. Droylsden beat Bacup Borough 6-1 at home.
Poor Blackpool got beat again.
Let's see. What's it on my
Don't
table?
listen to Justin. Leave stuff alone on my table. Leave. No. Leave. Pop you on the beat.
Tearing your shit up, ain't he?
Played 7 goal difference.
I wouldn't mind, but he's flying off with it and chucking it on top of the cage.
Points 15.
And the poor Conyo just sat there and all I hear is clang.
So where are Bacup Borough in the league then? 15th. God, the weather must have been bad in Bacup over the past few months.
Why?
They've only played 3 games so far out of 7.
They might have been one of them teams that were held back at the start. There's about 6 teams held back because of financial difficulties.
Mm.
They had to prove they had enough money to complete the season.
Wow, really? They have teams that are struggling that bad?
Yep.
Now these are lower league teams. They're not the top 40 or 4, maybe even 6 league.
Well, Morecambe was held back as well.
Morecambe are in
They're in the
Division
national
1, are
league.
they?
No, they're in National League.
So
Are they?
obviously they just don't have enough support to where they're making that much money though.
No, it's down to funds because they've got dodgy owners.
Yeah, I mean there was 2 that went bankrupt basically and had to be restarted.
Yeah,
Like
but is some of that from just not having enough fans for the team?
No, dodgy
No,
owners.
it's the owners
Okay.
sorting out the money.
So what
Oh.
happened in Morecambe was a guy had bankrupted a rugby club and in the process bought Morecambe Football Club. And then turned out to be asset stripping them as well.
Aubrey.
Literally, what they do, they come in, they sell all the best players, take the money and leg it.
Mm. Well, Drogsden are 2 points clear of Maghull, which is in Birmingham somewhere, in Liverpool somewhere, and 3 points clear of Nelson. They're the only two teams that can catch up to us with the game in hand. I mean, we got in the playoffs last year. We just didn't get through. There's 18 teams, so that's 34 games.
Oh, what are you pulling me here for? Now you've been talking to Laura, haven't you? You're bullying me. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
All the birds are doing is getting ready for the new boss when she takes over here in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Paul. Leave the cockatiels alone.
They know who the new CEO is.
What's up?
We'll see.
What's up? What's up? You guys want to log it off or what?
What?
I'm not fucking off.
God.
Stick around. I'm making a peanut butter sandwich.
Hey, make me one while you're at it.
Peanut
Why?
butter? Oh, God.
Nobody said anything. Why are you coming over asking if you want to shut it down?
You probably heard me telling Pickle off.
If we get promoted into the next league, we've got FC Isle of Man. Mind you, they're bottom, so they might actually drop down. AFC Liverpool, City of Liverpool, South Liverpool.
So you're playing in Liverpool. You're playing a lot of your games in Liverpool.
Yeah. Earlham, which is on the way to Liverpool.
Earlham or Harlem?
Earlham.
Spell it.
It's kind of Salford. IRLAM.
All right, yeah.
I like my peanut butter sandwiches toasted.
Oh, Stockport Town.
Nothing beats a good old slice of toast. With a bit of it.
There's a lot of local games to play if we get up.
I must be more surprised seeing him eating something besides a Boston Green.
Yeah. He probably
Actually
ain't
had
got me.
Where the hell have
Yeah,
you guys been for the last few days?
Where's he
He
found
actually had
peanut butter? That's what I want to know.
He actually had a ham and cheese sandwich yesterday. I was real
Yeah, he
surprised.
did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Exactly. He's been eating a lot more new stuff.
Must be a Boston cream shortage.
No, I got 4 of them in the refrigerator.
Why do you put them in the fridge? All that does is make them dry out and get nasty.
Well, donuts go hard and horrible if you don't keep them fresh.
Well, I know, but when you put them in the fridge, they get.
Mind you,
that's
they
when
don't last long enough to go hard when in Paul's house.
Yeah, because donuts after about a day or so in the fridge, they'll get really hard and nasty.
Mm.
If anything, it's better to put them in a Ziploc bag and just leave them on the counter.
Just put them in the fridge, in the freezer.
Freezer?
Yeah, you can freeze them.
Yeah, no, I'm good on freezing my donuts.
An outdoor glass shower cube.
I would never save donuts anyway. Either you eat them or they're going in the trash. Only for the simple fact is donuts are pretty cheap. So,
Not here. You know.
oh no, if I go to Walmart, dude, I can get.
Oh yeah, you can get the cheap jam donut, jam filled ones. They're cheap. You can get like 5 for a couple of quid. But the ones like Paul has, Boston cream, stuff like that, they're like 2.5 quid each.
Well, see, what I do is I go to Walmart and I buy the ones that are like after I think they're 12 hours or something. They mark them down anyway, and they're still just they're still good. You get them for a couple bucks a box for a dozen.
They don't usually sell them in dozens here. You can buy them in dozens from like Krispy Kreme and Tim Hortons and stuff like that. But the
Asda.
supermarkets tend to sell them in boxes of 4.
Tesco's, Asda, Sainsbury's all do them in box of 12s and 24s.
Do they? I've never seen them.
Yeah.
Ours mustn't.
Oh, it's like our grocery stores though too. You can have different shit in different areas. It's not always the same across the board. Because you can go to one Walmart and they'll have a bunch of shit. You'll go to Walmart 5 miles away and they don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are all supposed to be the same.
And then if it's a company that caters to regions, then shit, nothing will be the same. There's some companies that do that where everything changes by whatever region they're in because they're trying to cater to the local population.
Mm. Well, it looks like it's stopped raining at Wentworth.
All right. Bedroom vacuum picked up.
It's sunny there now.
Booner likes the peanut butter too.
Our dogs love peanut butter.
Yeah, what dog doesn't love peanut butter?
Mm.
That's like saying a crackhead loves crack.
Mm.
You're not a crackhead, are you? No.
I have never seen a dog turn peanut butter down.
In fact, that is the best bait to use in mouse and rat traps as well, peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good too if you use it like, you know, if there's like a hot chick living next door and you want her dog to come over so you have an excuse to talk to her. You just bait the neighbor dog with some peanut butter.
So then every time the dog sees you coming, he's looking for peanut butter.
Now, if you walk into somebody's house and there's a perfect cylinder shaped hole all the way down the center of the peanut butter jar, don't eat it.
Yeah.
Whenever and wherever you need it.
Oh yeah, we have a jar of peanut butter that's just for the dogs, like that we use for the dogs. Like every once in a while, like every day or so, the girls will get a spoonful for the dogs and let them lick it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Or they every once in a while, the girls will take a couple spoonfuls and just kind of mix it in with their food, so as a treat. Yeah, dogs love peanut butter.
Now, Precious always used to have a bit of a peanut butter and onion sandwich, without the onion, of course, because dogs
I was
can't.
gonna say, seriously bad for dogs.
Yeah,
Bad for-
dogs can't eat onion.
And then a lot of places do. Here they do pup cups when you go through the drive-throughs. Like Starbucks has them. I think
What the hell?
Chick-fil-A does it, and McDonald's does it. It's just a little cup that they have for dogs, and they put whipped cream in it for them, and it doesn't cost you anything. When you go through the line, you can ask for a pup cup, and they'll just give you a little tiny cup with a little bit of whipped cream in it for the dog.
Where's
Yeah.
that at?
I know Starbucks, and I think Chick-fil-A does it, and I think McDonald's do it too.
I wouldn't worry about it, Paul. It's not a very good thing to be giving your dog.
I don't know, when we went to McDonald's, we always used to have to get a couple of the cheap hamburgers, like the 99p ones, just for Precious.
Yeah, stop doing them now.
My
M99p hamburgers are £2.69 now.
Jesus.
I went to every once in a while when we go shopping at Walmart, we'll get the dogs the little ice cream cups that are for dogs. They're in the ice cream section, but they're made for dogs, and they're little peanut butter ice cream cups you can buy. And they also have them in the dog section too, because they got a little freezer and a little refrigerator that has refrigerated dog food and freezer stuff for the dogs.
In fact, I think the dearest thing we had to get for the dog was if we went to the chippy, we had to get the dog a fish muffin. She loved
Dude,
fish.
when I was growing up at my mom's house, my dog used to love French fries, but he would not fucking eat them unless you dipped them in ketchup first.
Oh, Precious used to eat all the chips that we got from McDonald's.
He wouldn't eat them unless you dipped it in ketchup. You literally had to dip it in ketchup and then hand it to him. Otherwise, he would just put his nose up to it. He wanted the ketchup on the French
Hey,
fries.
Paul.
What's that?
Why do you keep answering David when he calls a bird? He's saying pickle, not Paul.
Pickle.
He was singing, he was just singing the Gremlins theme tune. I don't even know where he's picked that fucking thing up from. We've not watched it. Why?
He might have picked it up before and just never did it before.
He just like na 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 na. What the hell?
I say he might have picked it up from whoever he was with before and just never did it until just now.
It's just not a Preston football chant.
No. I'm just waiting for it to start popping out of his cage now, going yeah.
Well, it could have been any chant or something or song, and it just sounds. That's what it sounds like to David.
Oh, you've got a cough. Have you got a cough now? Have you? Yeah. Shut up.
Oh yeah, but for the price, Edward, I ain't complaining. You go get a dozen of the. Like normally, we'll go buy a dozen of the all glazed or just glazed donuts, and then get the dozen of the chocolate with the sprinkles on it, and about $7. You can get 2 dozen when they mark them down.
Well, I
I
think
don't really eat them. They're mainly for the kids for breakfast. Usually, once every couple of weeks, we'll buy a couple dozen donuts for breakfast.
a dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme are about £25.
Oh, but they're so good when they come fresh out the oven, though. I'll tell you, nothing beats getting a hot one right out of the oil when they come out of that oil. They put them right on the tray. They put that glaze on there, and you get it like a minute and a half later.
We've got a couple of food wagons, that are like caravans in the centre of Manchester where they do fresh fried donuts.
Oh, matter of fact, talking about that, Mark, there's a food truck around here that does donuts, and it's called Donut One or something like that. And they have an advertisement on the back of their trailer for people to franchise it.
Mm.
But we stopped and got 3 dozen donut holes from them, and they had like a million different toppings you could ask for to be put on the donuts. But just their standard glaze was really good.
Mm.
And they weren't bad priced. I think we paid like, I mean, for a small business and being a food truck, I think it was like $6 or $7 for a dozen.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a little pricey, but
they do. I think it's 5 ring donuts with sugar on for about $5.
I don't mind spending a little extra money to support a small business, so it doesn't bother me. Like if I could get a dozen donuts, say for $5 at Krispy Kreme, right? Just for example, or I could go to that donut truck and get a nice fresh made donut too from them and pay $7. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me.
No, I could just stand next to it all day just smelling it.
Oh, I fucking hate that with food trucks. You just smell them and you're just like, oh.
Oh, the smell of freshly cooking donuts is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, because when my uncle owned that chain of bakeries in Ventura in California, I used to go there in the summertime, and I would fucking pig out. But all my cousins, dude, to this day, most of them of my 7 cousins that worked in the bakeries most of their life
Can't
before my
stand.
uncles, yeah, they don't like donuts. They don't like cake. They won't eat any of that shit. Now, I'm not a big sweets person either, but when I was a teenager, and I'd go there and I could eat whatever I wanted and it didn't cost me anything, my aunt would just tell me, go in there and get whatever you want. And I'd go in there and get an eclair that was the size of my fucking arm. Oh, yeah. My uncle used to make these massive ass eclairs.
Yeah, I like
They
them.
were so good.
That carvery. Showed you a picture of it ages ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
Mm.
But he was very, very strict on, the donuts couldn't be so old. Like after so many hours, they would literally, if they even had any left, they would throw them out, or they would let, if there was a family member there, they would box them up and let them take them. But like my uncle he wouldn't keep anything in stock. Like everything he made would sell out. I'd go up there during the summers when I was a teenager, and we would he would send me and my 3 cousins to the flea market with a van, and he would drop us off in the van, and then he would take off back to the bakery, and there was about 600 or 700 loaves of bread in the back of that van, all different kinds: jalapeno bread, sourdough, wheat, white. And you could get 1 loaf for $3 or 2 for $5. Dude, we would sell out within the first couple hours, that many loaves of bread. Like, yeah, he was very strict. No day old bread. If it was a day old, he'd throw it out. That's even if they had it. Like I said, they didn't throw very much shit out. But yeah, he had 3 bakeries. He had 2 locations, and then he had a small bakery that was built into it was inside of a grocery store. And they did custom cake designs in there. Even though that store had a bakery, like all their shit was just prepackaged. But if you wanted to get like a really nice wedding cake made or something, you could go there and order it, and they'd do it.
My
Right there.
goddaughter's got a business doing that, cakes. She started off with like a tea room, little cafe type thing, but the cakes were that popular, she eventually just sold the tea room and concentrated on the cakes part of it.
Never heard of that, Edward. Cider mills, never heard of that. Unless he's asking Paul if they have that where he lives, because it sounds like a Michigan thing. Oh yeah, some of my cousins, my cousin Michelle and Melissa, those 2, I mean, they could fucking do a cake, dude. And I mean, it would look gorgeous when they got done with it. Like 3 and big 5-tier wedding cakes, like they were good at it.
Did you guys just hear that?
No, what do you say?
Pickle went, "Shut up, Justin," and started giggling.
Hey, you've got him trained.
Laura's not even here.
Yeah, tell me you ain't getting that bird seat now, little prick.
Well, that just shows that he's listening to Laura.
He's still laughing about it.
Are you on speakers or headphones?
Me?
Yeah.
Speaker.
Oh, so he can hear us. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like the way he was just waffling shit, and then he just went, "Shut up, Justin," and then burst into laughter.
Justin, you're famous.
Yeah.
One of my the guys I watch, Craigslist Hunter on YouTube that has a pawn shop. He's got an African gray and a big ass macaw parrot in his pawn shop. And they've gotten pretty famous from his YouTube channel, the birds have. And then he has a cat that roams around in the pawn shop too, and people send them so much shit for their animals. I mean, he gets packages and packages of different bird snacks, bird feed. Yeah, they get a lot of shit, and then they get a bunch of treats for the cats.
My cat is sat in the middle of the turning circle at the end of our avenue at the moment, outside the house.
It's funny, he was showing some bloopers from his channel when he was trying to record a video, and the macaw was in there. And every time he went to go say something, the macaw would scream loud as fuck. He would look at the bird, and then he'd go to talk, and the macaw would scream. He'd look at the bird, he'd go to talk. And he was like, "Will you be quiet?"
That's birds for you. As soon as I hit that one, they're off.
But his two birds and his cat have like become famous in their own right now, where they actually sell merch with the animals on it now. But all three of them live full time in the pawn shop. And he is out of Chicago, I think, where his pawn shop is, or right outside of Chicago.
Well, I think it's dinner time. So I'm going to drop off and go and have some food.
Yeah, I've just put 2 cheese gratins in the air fryer.
Yeah.
I can smell them now.
I'm gonna drop off and finish watching this movie.
Yeah,
okay, Justin, I think we're just going to shut her down.
Yeah, I'm going to have jacket potatoes, cheese, beans, and coleslaw.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. Mark, we'll see you later today.
See you later, guys.
Justin, take care. Lance, David, thanks for popping in, David.
Bye.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye all.